Hi, chat. Welcome to another stream. How y'all doing today? Let's see. It is. My volume is loud. It is the 23rd of August of 2021, and we are back for another stream. It is Monday, which means it is auto update day. So we're going to be taking a look at pre-commit.ci and seeing how that did for today. I know I got my auto update PRs because Pi upgrade bumped, so there's 50 PRs in my inbox or whatever. But we'll be taking a look at that. Oh, my set today is wrong. I gotta fix that. So many things to remember while starting stream. Let's see. Set today. Checking on pre-commit auto update. And then drafting a blog post. And let me say hi to everyone who's here. Marsha is here. JJMC was first today. Good to see you. Ollie OXN Free. Good to see you again. Welcome back. It's been a while. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Anyway, welcome back. Marsha, of course. Twan HH. Hello. Welcome back. Z3S is here. Maltron, welcome to the stream. Deedle says happy Monday. Yes. I mean, it is certainly a Monday. Happy Monday. Yes. Mohamdi, hello. Good to see you as well. Hi, Squishy, Plushies, and Carpet, and Anthbonk. Yes, indeed, Marsha. All of those people and things are here. OM, hello, welcome back. And Celestial Blue, good to see you as well. Shaz Robot is here, who has splatted some random memory on the screen. It looks like. Hopefully, that's not a password. Hopefully. Dito says Rutro Shaz. Celestial Blue says, I don't know how long I'll be along because it's late, but I'll try and stick around for a bit. Sounds good. Good to see you again, as well, as always. Drupa says, sup. Have you used scones before? I have. Although most of my experience with scones is porting it to WAF, which is another bad build system. It's not bad, it's just I didn't quite enjoy working in WAF. Mostly because it was a fucking pain in the ass to debug, and anytime you wanted to do anything non-trivial, it was just like, ha, good luck. Jenny Pie, hello, good to see you. You are early today. Jazz says, my face went the cost to repair my battery/trackpad. Holy shit. At that rate, you might as well just get a new laptop. I feel like they should cover that, but also it's Apple. They want to squeeze you out of as much money as possible. Ollie says, I've missed a lot of the past streams. I turned stream announce notifications on. Oh, nice. On the Dick Sword. Cool. Well, welcome back. Good to see you. It needs a new battery. That'll be $5,000. Yeah, pretty much. Let's buy a new machine at that point. Okay. So, usually we start with open source updates, but I haven't done anything open source since Saturday. Yesterday I mostly just recorded. I went for a real long bike ride, which was nice. I'm actually kind of sore from that, which is unfortunate because otherwise I would have gone for another bike ride today, but I was like, maybe we'll just rest and recover today instead. Yeah, so no new open source. These two are still open. No one has reviewed them yet, but I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have opened this pull request because now I'm gonna have to wait forever. How hard were you riding? I did a 29-mile bike ride, which actually isn't that long. But I took a much hillier route than the route that I usually take. So that's my excuse. What do you think about the Apple scam thing? Which thing, Chinny Pie? Other than just Apple in general being a scam. Oh, I see what you guys are. I understand why you're like sore while riding. Oh man, So what were you writing? Y'all need a bonk. Hey, what's up, the Armchair General? Hello, hello. Take a look into active recovery, resting while moving light loads. Yeah, in fact, I know all about active recovery, and that's actually what I was doing today. I went for a 2-mile power walk while carrying weights. That was my active recovery. Hillier, it's pronounced Hilliage. My Ponka. The iCloud one? Is that the like scanning for pornography one? Like, I don't know how I feel about that either, because Apple was always like, "Oh yeah, we'll protect your privacy at all costs. You know, we're not gonna unlock phones even for terrorists." And it's like, yeah, but we'll scan your photos for nudes, lol. Which I don't know how I feel about that. I don't actually care because the only Apple product I have is like a brain dead iPod, and yeah. Okay. Anyway, excuse me. So auto update day, we typically take a look at our graphs. I expect some failures because I don't think GitHub has fixed their problem yet, so we'll probably see at least a few dead lettered things. But let's take a look at our dashboard. So, oh, we have one here. I expected 3. So there's fewer than expected. That's good. Oh, we have a new spike. Why do we have a new spike? Dang it. But let's see. Wow. 5,300 repositories unqueued. Um, Crazy. This graph looks fairly fine, except for this kind of fat spike here. I almost wonder if I like scale up and then just force scale up to stay up for a while, because maybe I should adjust my scaling thresholds. Like, I'm surprised it scaled down here, given there is queue activity. Maybe I need to extend it? I don't know. And this scaled up, but it was too late. I mean, I think as I improve the Docker image stuff, the scaling agility will get better, but I don't know. Eagle, hello, hello, welcome back. Marsha says, ever since I noticed Imager's adult warning stuff just triggers on pics with lots of flushy colors. Oh, oh no. Oh yeah, Celestial Blue. I guess this is your first auto update stream. So, let me explain what's going on. So once a week, my startup-y thing called pre-commit.ci goes around to everyone's repository and bumps up the versions of the hooks that they have installed to the latest version. So in this case, it went from 7.13.01 to 17.14 or 7.7.14. And pre-commit.ci will generate pull requests that look like all of these, that look like this. And it essentially bumps up the versions. And if this new version causes formatting changes, it will apply those formatting changes. With a little asterisk, we found a little bug with that today, so we'll be maybe fixing that as well. But you know, there are 5,000 repositories configured, so it triggers a lot of runs during that period. Yeah. What is that AWS for? Oh, well, I just explained it. So anyway, this is the queue depth. It processes them one at a time, so that's why you see this kind of shark fin pattern. And then this up here is the ASG size is in green/blue, and the orange is the queue depth, so how far behind the queue got. And it looks like at peak it was 55 items behind. And then we usually look at, and maybe I should just add this to this dashboard entirely. We usually look at all of these metrics as well. Graph option, or no, this 1 minute, 12 hours. Yeah, and we see that it fell 10 minutes behind, which is pretty bad. Actually zoom in on this and see if we The weird thing is we don't see an increase in prepare duration, which is what we were seeing before. There's a spike here. Perhaps that it did cause it? Hard to say. I guess we'll look at it next week and maybe it'll be slightly better then. Um, but it could also just be that a couple of slow runs happened, or these are, you know what it probably is? These are probably all the same person, and so they stack behind each other, and so their queue duration doesn't actually match up. Oh, that's probably what happened. Hard to say though. Hey, what's up, Papa Coomer P? Hello, hello, welcome back. Marsha says, is this a good basic Docker file? I try to make one for fun and testing, but... So... You usually don't want to run this in a Docker file. And usually you want to pick a release of Ubuntu. So I would do Ubuntu Focal, personally. And then you want to do update. And when you do install, you want to do no install recommends. So that you don't... Actually, I'm pretty sure I just have a video about this. See. Yeah, here you go. This one. Correct apt-get for Ubuntu/Debian and Dockers. Check out that video. I go into details about that. Oh, I see. You installed directly from Cargo instead of from your local source, or interesting. And you don't need this because that is the default for Ubuntu, so you can remove that line. Do you need this? I feel like you shouldn't need either of these things, because it should default to the right SSL protocol, and it should use HTTPS. I'm also always concerned about curl bash, but that is how they recommend you install it, so that's the way things go, I guess. But yeah, anyway, seems fine. El Chunti, hello, hello, welcome back. Love what you've done to the setup. Yeah, we have a bit of an improvement. We got brand new microphone. We have brand new camera. Improved keyboard camera setup. Headset. I realized, so I recorded a video about my setup and put that up on YouTube today. I kind of lost track of time while recording it and ended up being like 30 plus minutes long. And I didn't even talk about my headset in it or some of the other stuff, but I guess that's the way things go. But yeah, I made a video about my setup. If you do this, yeah, so you can check out a video about all the different tech that goes into making this happen, as well as my OBS settings and such. But yeah, okay, so let's take a look at Dead Letter. It should be that one banned repository that we saw before. In which case we will just purge it and hope that GitHub fixes it next week. Send and receive, pull. And yep, it's the same one as before. So we can go here and do purge. Purge. Now we know why you look so bright. Hey, yeah, because you, do I still have the photo on my desktop? I do. Yeah. I mean, I've shown these before, not just in this photo, but I have shown those before. Because those have been part of my setup for a long time now. But yeah, here's kind of the updated view for those of you that don't watch the video. Where's the gaming chair? I don't have a gaming chair. How's the chair on your back? It's fine. I like it. It's, I don't know. I don't know anything about ergonomics, so I'm not the right person to talk to. But I do like this chair. And it's comfortable. And I can do that sometimes if I want to crack my back, which is probably not good, but whatever. Oh, and you can even see the glass on the floor. Does the vertical screen help? I mean, I do almost all of my development on this screen here, and these two are kind of auxiliary screens. I mean, it helps in that I can put stuff there. Um, but yeah. Also, welcome to the stream, Shavans. What's the big thing between the two desks in the corner? Is that the computer? Yes, that is my desktop. It is a big box. It is actually it's not all the way. It's not from the floor to here though. There's a cabinet that it sits on. That would be fucking insane if it was that tall. It's just like a giant server rack. You would definitely hear that on the camera. On the camera, you would hear that on the stream. It would make so much background noise. But yeah. I also opened up the windows when I took this photo to pretend like I was streaming. You can see that I have like music here. I have my stream dashboard. I had chat. I had Streamlabs. But yeah. Also, wait, how did I do that while I was recording? I don't even see that photo on my desktop. Yeah, where is this? I don't even see this on my desktop, but it is somewhere. No idea. It's not on the main screen, which is where I would expect it to be. But anyway. Okay, so that's out of the way. The one thing that I wanted to fix, which I think should be pretty easy. Have you heard that Blastoise should be pronounced like tortoise? No. 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 Blastus? No. Or perhaps Franche, like Blastoise? Yeah. Windows goes a little crazy with desktop icons. Sometimes they live on a different monitor. Yeah, but the weird thing is like whenever my computer like goes to sleep, it doesn't actually go to sleep, it just turns the monitors off. All of my windows get collected on the primary screen, so I would expect all the icons to get collected there too, unless that's just a bug. I don't know. Shroogs. Shroogs. Um, yeah, but there was there was an issue open on pre-commit.ci about, well, I opened it, but this was reported in the Big Sword. About sometimes the auto update PRs will not do pushes if they are old. Yeah, like this one. So this was an old PR from 2 weeks ago, and then it forced push to this, and then the first run of this, it didn't autofix, so Thomas had to trigger a manual autofix. Um, but in reality, it should just autofix this. There shouldn't be a need for a second run there. So I'm gonna change how pre-commit.ci replies to that webhook. Icons remain on monitors in weird ways. Why can't they do that for Windows? That would make way more sense. Ah. Okay. So, in order to do this, I believe we need to change how the webhook works. Git branch. Let's see. Your bot trigger auto update force push. Okay, so I believe yeah. I believe this is the condition that we need to check here. So the push by bot is true if the action is a synchronize and the sender is a bot. We need to also make it so that it doesn't happen in the case that I was talking about here. So already filtered to synchronize, that's fine. If it's pushed by pre-commit.ci and the PR is exactly one commit. Okay, so we need to make a case for that as well. Because icons have a desktop.ini metadata, Windows don't have that, and trust me, you don't want Windows to retain their position relative to their primary screen. That's how Windows get lost, and you have to learn the Alt arrow key check to move them back. Oh, I guess that's true. But Windows actually do maintain their positioning. Like, if I open up File Explorer and then close it, and then there are no File Explorers open, I reopen it, it's still in the same position. So it does maintain it to some extent. But not as persistent as icons, I guess? I don't know. Hey, what's up, Digital Mega? Welcome back. Good to see you. Is it okay to discuss general approaches and algorithms with other students, but this should be done without writing, looking, or sharing code? Wait, what? How would you... I think what they're saying is, like, don't copy. Don't copy that floppy. That seems a little bit aggressive. I think, like, by sharing code, like, I think you can share code examples. I feel like... What's the point otherwise? Like, you kind of have to share some amount of code in order to discuss problems. But I think what they're trying to cover for is, like, don't copy and paste someone else's answer. The John says, I'm done with my allocators and got a dynamic array and singly linked list. Currently starting on the doubly linked list. Ooh, neat. It's pretty standard CS nonsense. Share pseudocode, don't copy paste source code. Yeah. I mean, then, like, what I was doing is academic dishonesty? No, I think you're fine. Like, talking about projects on the Dixword and, like, understanding how sprintf works, or scanf, whatever the fuck it was. I think that's all fine. I don't think there's anything like we like if that were against the rules, then oh, GitHub just replied to the specific thing that I was talking about. Let's see. Open this on stream. Pending. See, what request was I using? API get repo. Oh, that was an auto updater. The specific API I am using is this one. Or at least that's the first one that fails. Why do I use that endpoint? API get repo. I do that to get the default branch and whether it is archived and whether it is redirected. All of those things. The scanf. Dixer to be the equivalent of posting a question on Stack Overflow. Yeah, but I think like there's a fine line between academic dishonesty and like asking for help on stuff. Like if you go to Stack Overflow and you're like, here's my question prompt, write the code for me, that's obviously dishonest. If you go to Stack Overflow and say, you know, I am trying to do this with an array and scanf, and like this is my input, this is my output, this is the code that I have written right now. I don't understand why this particular thing isn't working. That should be completely fine. And that's I mean, if somebody's gonna go through the effort to like ask a good question, that's not dishonest. Could have just replied, "It's a message from the VCS gods." I mean, it's mostly just like, "Hey, your shit's broken. I would like a better error. It used to be a better error. What happened?" Taberger, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. DMCA'd, yeah. It just stood out to me as an aggressive way to say no cheating. Like, that seems way too much. I learned from asking questions about why certain parts of my code don't work or work incorrectly. Yeah, I would not worry about what they're saying there. They're mostly trying to protect themselves against people just like, hey, how did you do this function? And then, like, straight verbatim copy paste. Jean says, also learned that my text is just 2 millimeters in height on my screen. Didn't realize yet that, yes, it's still very readable. Yeah, well, the text size on my screen is actually huge, mostly for so I can stream it to you guys. Like, I don't typically, like, this is typically the size that I program at, but none of you would be able to read it, so I bump it up for you. Also, Stack Overflow does a pretty good job shutting down do my homework type questions. Yeah, for sure, for sure. One should know when they're being dishonest. Yeah. Question closed. Link to duplicate from yeah. So the thing is, Jenny Pie, I think duplicates aren't like you shouldn't take a duplicate as a negative when asking a Stack Overflow question, because it's just a way to collect and link related answers together, and it helps search engines land on the useful pages rather than the unuseful pages. Best way to ask questions: help, I have to write hello world in assembly, how, thank you in the title with no message body. Yeah. Or thing is mysteriously broken. No information. Oh man, I had one of those the other day, which was just like a huge waste of my time. And okay, so we start run all files, skips all hooks, no files to check. Okay, well, it's not supposed to do that, so it's probably something wrong. At this point, I had guessed that they had some exclude that was incorrect. Because you can see that all of them are skipped except for this one, which always runs. I know that one always runs. And they didn't provide their configuration, so I couldn't, tell them directly that. But I had an idea that, maybe it was the config problem. And I told them, it's especially difficult to know when you haven't supplied your config. I can't see your screen. And so then they supply their project structure and their configuration. And I looked at this and I was like, this looks fine. There aren't any problems here. I even copy pasted their configuration and I ran it locally and everything worked correctly for me. And so I was more suspicious at that point. I was like, there's something fucking weird going on here. I was like, with that configuration and source/foo.py, I can't reproduce. Are you sure that's exactly the configuration and the get ls files return something inside source and test? And they're like, yes, I'm sure. And they ran get ls files and blah, blah, blah. Like, can you show the unedited output of these commands? They did. It's still consistent with their failure. And then I was like, can you attach your exact pre-commit config? The only thing that I can imagine here is you've got a global exclude that's misconfigured. And then they're like, yeah, you were right. I completely lied to you. I absolutely did not give you my exact configuration. It's just like, what a fucking waste of my time. Anyway, if you're going to report a problem, make sure you have a reproducible example is basically what I want to drill down on this. Hey, what's up, Conan guys? Hello. The issues and the questions aren't really related or even relevant anymore. Well, in that case, you vote to reopen. Like if the duplicate is wrong, vote to reopen. People either give you way too much info or not enough. I think that's, I guess, kind of true. I can't see your screen. Gets me every time. Yeah. Well, right now you can see most of my screen. Be like, time is money, friend. Stop robbing me. Yeah. TLDR, if you want someone to help you, make the barrier to entry for them to see what the issue is as low as possible. Yeah, I mean, give give them literally enough to help you. Like I can't. I mean, I am very good at guessing what the problems are because I've seen all these things, tens of hundreds of times. But I can't. I don't have patience to guess them all. Okay, so I don't know that I have any tests for this at all. Helpful if I was in the right repository. Tests, blueprints. There is a test for something. It's probably just for the regular expressions. Yeah. Okay, so basically we want, I mean, we can write a little function for this. That way we can test it. Because this function is a little bit nuts right now. Is pushed by bot. And is pushed by bot data. Okay, and then we can put in here. Then we can write a little test for this. Oh, we don't have any assets in here. Huh. Or we don't have any resources. Why do I have an asset stir? It's empty. Oh, I know why. It's because I was going to do front end at some point. What about an unformatted 10 gigabyte runtime output? Yeah, that's the opposite problem in the wrong direction. Why has the music stopped? Already. Okay, so I do have some webhook requests already. But I don't have all of the ones that I would want. But we can kind of fudge the data a little bit because you can see how many commits are on a pull request from this right here. And that's in the top level, or is that in pull request? Pull request. Okay, that's in pull request. So now notice you have music on. I mean, it was paused, so yeah. I only heard music when I turned my volume up from 22 to 100 before Anthon came on. It's fairly quiet. Louder. But then it's too loud. I don't know. I feel like it's too loud. God. I want it right in the middle. There we go. Okay. Music distracts me anyway. I'd rather just hear you and absorb the knowledge. Yeah, I just have a problem with sitting in silence. Okay, so the thing is, I'm pretty sure this is push. I think this gets called for multiple. Okay, so do run for PR gets called Force autofixing for PRs opened by pre-commit.ci. I don't think this actually does anything. Yeah, I don't think this does anything. Because this says action is opened. I think this code is... Yeah, because this would be action equals synchronize. How does this get used on the back end? Force autofix. Oh. Is this used for commenting? Oh, no. Okay, so I understand what's happening here. I got it. So this is when people disable autofix, and I still want to autofix pre-commit.ci PRs. Got it. So they can't disable autofixing for... Okay, never mind. This is an unrelated thing. I understand. This is not dead code. Celestial Blue says, gonna have to call it a night here, Anthunk. It's late and I have work tomorrow. Sounds good. Well, thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you around in the future, Celestial Blue. Okay, so force autofix, not something else, unrelated. We only need to change this thing here. Okay. So let's write a test for the current behavior and then we'll adjust it. Why do we have... Oh, this is another repository. I was like, how are we one commit ahead already? What is in t.py? That's the Docker thing. Which is kind of cool, but we don't need this anymore. I'm just gonna leave it. We might need it some other time, but okay. Tests, blueprints, GitHub test. Okay, so let's do def. Test is pushed by bot. We've got dictionary and expected. Okay, so let's start with action opened. And do something like this. And we will have to expand these out later. Null CST, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. PyTest.pram. Freshly open PRs to be not be considered bot pushed. Oh my goodness. Oh no. Mewtwo with the massive raid and the party parrot, which is a pretty good party parrot. Hello raiders, how are you doing? My viewers should check out Mewtwo. Trash is here too. We got another Pogrammer in the chat. Hello. Good to see you all. How y'all doing today? Intro. Right. My name is Anthony. I primarily work on Python stuff on stream, usually open source software. We are working on my startup-y thing today called pre-commit.ci, which is a CI service for linters and code formatters based around the open source pre-commit framework, which is a thing that I created. I guess I also maintain a bunch of other open source things that you might have heard of, such as Flake8 or PyTest or Tox or Dead Snakes or I don't know, a bunch of other shit too. But the cool thing about my CI system is it runs the linters and code formatters and then can auto fix your pull requests for you. So you might push something with a formatting error and it's just like, I got you, and fixes it. But yeah, that's pre-commit CI. We are working on fixing a little teeny tiny bug today, and so we're writing a few tests first just to make sure things in the current code work, because I don't have tests for this particular functionality. And then we're going to fix the rest of the other stuff there. Let me say hi to everyone who has showed up in the stream. Oh my goodness, so much chat. Oh no. Oh no. Shat says, have a rotating wallpaper thing for a website set to minimalism, borderline hentai. Why did I feel like that wouldn't happen? Rip. Whoops. Default GN, welcome, welcome. Opti22, hello, hello. Mewtwo, of course. Good to see you. Vape Juice Jordan says, I feel like last time I was here, you were in a different time zone. You haven't been to the stream in a real long time then. No, you've been here since I moved. You've been here since I've moved. And Trash, good to see you. Ian Alex Hart, hello, hello. Who also followed, thank you for the follow. And Louis BBG, thank you as well for the follow. Opti says, hi, Anthony, again. Hello again to you as well. Drew says, I need to resubscribe just for the bongo emote. Oh my god, yeah, the bongo emote is so good. So good. I love this emote so much. Where is it? Where did it go? Bongo, where are you? Why are you... Oh, maybe Twitch doesn't do their high-res thing anymore. It used to be when you zoomed, they auto-changed... Oh, no, I've lost the chat window. They auto-changed to the 2x and 3x, but it looks like it doesn't do that anymore. Huh. Annoying. Silly Twitch. Oh, well. Oh, well. And the superior Alex, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Have you met the inferior Alex? Jordan says, have you heard of George Hotz? Are you a better programmer than him? Oh man, here we go again. Are you gonna just go down the laundry list of famous software people? Void Rose, how's it going? Welcome back. Fixed that bug. Yeah, indeed. Have you heard of Jonathan Blow? Are you better? I actually don't know who Jay Blow is. Actually, I'm pretty sure I do. That sounds familiar, but I don't know. Have you ever heard of Jordan Gensler? Yeah, I'm way better than Jordan Gensler. That guy's a scrub. Oh no. Yes, who has cuter feet though, Jordan or Anthon? Well, mine have mosquito bites all over them right now, so I don't know that they would be the cutest of feet at the moment, but I don't know, maybe that's what you're into. Oh yeah, give me those nibbled up feet. He's so nicely tan. Yeah, I go outside. Weird thing for a programmer, right? Go outside. Isaac Ewing, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. Have you heard of John Carmack? I don't know who that is. Drew says I'm dead. Oh no. Oh no. Do you think J-Blow does blow? I didn't even realize that was you. Googled it to see who it was, and the LinkedIn job title. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the man from the Vape Nation. He's the guy that programmed the original Doom. A programmer going outside. Are you a mythical being? Yeah, something like that. Are you better dev than J-Blow? I have no idea. I usually don't like to, well, sometimes I will compare to other people, but I usually don't like to. He doesn't want to dismantle democracy like J-Blow does, so there's that. Interesting. Synchronize. This should be true. Bot updated. Bot pushed. PR. And we should do reopen allow as well. Even though I don't expect, oh, actually this is a problem. I wonder if reopen events, should I allow bots to reopen pull requests? I feel like I shouldn't. Like if a bot, yeah, because the sender would be a user for a bot pushed PR that's reopened. Hidden has followed me. What? And Donut Central. That's two good names. I'm surprised. Man, how long has? How do I look up a user? How long have you had that name hidden? Talk in chat so I can click on your name. Me Hawk Jr. Thank you as well for the follow. Welcome, welcome. LGMF, good to see you again. Is it true that you work for AWS? No, I work for Stripe, Heptapive. Where I am a staff. Why did I say that so weird? A staff software engineer. It's a very old account. Oh my goodness. 2007. Holy shit. Hidden, welcome to the stream. Like real OG back when it was Justin TV. That's such a good name. I'm jelly. Bots shouldn't reopen pull requests. Okay. Yeah, so then we're gonna probably change how this works then. So this is false right now, but it should be true. Because otherwise a bot could just abuse the system more than it can right now. Actually, this is such a rare case that I think it's fine to call it false. We're just gonna not, we're gonna characterize the existing tests and then we're gonna add more tests. Hey, what's up, Sky Dwellers? Sky Dweller? Completely balls that up. Sky Dweller, welcome to the stream. How old is your account, Opti? 2008. Wow. Yours is an old account too. There's a couple OG names still around Twitch. Yeah, indeed. Jordan says I wasn't even born in 2007. That's so false. Man. What's really crazy is next year people that were born after 9/11 can drink in the US. It's wild to me. Oh man. Chess says used to just lurk on Justin TV. I lurked on Justin TV as well. As is 2012. Yeah, I didn't register until I didn't register until I started streaming. I do have an old Twitch account that has a different name. But even that's like fairly old, or not as old as the Justin TV days. Hepta5, you're an OG as well. 2009. Wow. Josh says I was a junior. I hate you. I was in 5th grade when 9/11 happened. I remember because my teacher was like, "Yo, fuck the police. We're gonna put that on the TVs, even though they told us we weren't allowed to." And then like, explained everything that was going on. The John says, Anthony explained why only drinking at 21, but already driving a car at 16. Where is the logic? Yeah, I mean, you can also become a murder machine and become part of the army at 18. Like, and you can't drink. Like, where's the fucking logic there? You can legally carry a gun, but can't imbibe. It's just nuts. But I don't know. I also feel like when I was that age, I cared a lot more about the drinking and gambling and driving laws and ages and all that. But now that I'm of age, I don't really give a shit. Like whatever. It's funny to joke about, but I'm not gonna like stand up for activism for it. Like I don't care enough. There's actually some scientific logic behind not drinking. Yeah, that's true. Like your brain is still getting its wrinkles, and if you drink without your wrinkles, then you might not get as many or something like that. So like I totally understand that. But I don't know. Alcohol sucks, not missing out on anything. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of true. It's it's a coping mechanism, right? All right, so let's actually fix this. So we want to add a specific case for the part of my ticket here, which is a PR synchronize event. It is pushed by pre-commit.ci bot, and the PR is exactly one commit. So we have action synchronize and the sender, and I will have to fill out the rest of these mappings up here to have the rest of the types, because they actually come from these humongous JSON blobs that I don't really want to inline into my tests, because they're oops, they are 461 lines, and I don't care about most of the information in here. But we will be looking at this entry here and the this entry here and this entry here. So we'll have, I don't know, 5 keys or whatever. Brain development takes until you're on 25. That makes sense. Voidrose says you didn't answer how you could code without an LSP. Type checker. I don't have tab complete either, Voidrose. I just kind of type and make errors all the time and waste a bunch of my own time. But I type fast enough that it's not a huge deal. Leafy, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Yes, my operating system is a little bit weird hidden. So I'm running Windows and I have a virtual machine running Ubuntu. Is that an LSP? Come on, it's Python, it's executable pseudocode. Yeah, but like the tab completion is yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I should maybe I do want to add LSP support to my text editor at some point, but it hasn't really been a pressing matter, so I haven't bothered. And I know it says Nano, but yeah, this is Babby. This is my own text editor. Okay, so this is going to be a synchronized event. It's going to be a bot, and it is going to be pre-commit.ci bot. And shit, that's going to come from a config value. Do we just allow all bots to force push? Maybe that's fine. Yeah, maybe we just allow all bots to force push. It'll make this simpler. And I can always clamp this down if there's abuse. Pull request, and this has commits. Okay, so if there are 2 commits, we do not want to allow them to force push. We don't want to consider this. This will still be false. Or no, this will be true. This will be pushed by bot. Which actually I can just fold into this one up here. Pull request. Not push PR, non-zero, or multiple commits. And this will be just single commits. False. And so now we should have a failing test. And I'm gonna fill out the information for these ones up here as well. Oh, we also have the case where it's not a bot. We got to make sure that happens as well. Pull request. Non-bot pushes are not pushed by bots. A little redundant, but And this is why sometimes it is good to have an LSP. So it would have told me there's a syntax error, but that's fine. Okay, one failed test, and that is the one that we expect, which is our special case here. X90, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Chaz says, honestly, I think I'm learning more by having to type everything out. Babby for life. Nice, nice. LGMF says, I started using pre-commit.ci. It's gorgeously fast. Yeah, I spent a lot of effort to make pre-commit.ci extremely fast. So that is that's part of the goal. So I'm glad you have noticed how fast it is. Voidor says, can Babby have multiple tabs and windows open at once? Yes. So it doesn't have tab complete yet for this, but say we wanted to open setup.cfg and then I don't know, web blueprints github.py, and you can cycle through these. So it can have multiple. I guess you would consider these windows, but it doesn't have like splits, if that's what you're asking. Define fast. Here, I can show you with my graphs. So, and this has like actual data as well. So if we want to actually click through to this, and if you want to include GitLab, it's way the hell out here. But pre-commit.ci can go from nothing to completed run on a fairly good sized repository, and it beats out the next closest one by almost 3x. And in many cases, it completes its run before the other CI systems even start. So like GitHub, which is fucking hilarious that GitHub doesn't start even though it's GitHub. Azure Pipelines also doesn't start, neither does Travis by the time this is done. This was, not exactly scientific data, and it's been a while since I've calculated these. Pre-commit.ci has actually gotten faster since then, so the numbers are probably better now. But yeah, anyway, there's some sciencey data for you and a nice fancy SVG that I put together. But yeah, like the CI system responds in seconds, which is much better than minutes. Yeah. Then again, I'm a game dev, so greater than 16.6 milliseconds is slow to me. I guess that's fair. But also, like, you're not calculating your pull request responses in frames per second, hopefully. So, but yeah, the graph is a little old. Yeah, it's 8 months ago, and I could probably update it too, but have bigger and better things to work on. So, okay, so if it's synchronized and it's a bot and data pull request commit is greater than 1, then it's a bot push. I think that's right. Basically, this is an infinite loop detection. The reason this is here is, pre-commit.ci can push to the pull request, and then I don't want pre-commit.ci to push over and over and over and over again. I also don't want some other bot to push after this, and then pre-commit.ci pushes, then that other bot pushes, and they basically fight forever and infinite CPU. Are you gonna get rich with pre-commit.ci? I mean, it is profitable at the moment, barely. Very, very much barely. It would be nice if it, was my primary source of income, and then I would stream all the time and like work on this and be a lot happier. But yeah, at the moment it is not self-sustainable, or it's sustainable until my AWS credits run out, and then it's barely profitable. But yeah, I can give you some stats about how many users there are. Dynamo DB describe table installs file prod. There are currently 504 installations. of pre-commit.ci, and I believe about 6 to 10 of those are paid, something like that. Which is 1% is paid. It's fairly good. Pre-commit.ci completes before even the GitHub hooks appear, and it's in a standard library code base. Yeah, it's super fast, super fast. Wait, here's kind of the updated stats. Hella rich, yeah, if only, right? Pizza sleeves. That is quite the emote sequence here. It's like, are those penises? No, they're they're arms. Who wouldn't want their pet project to be their job? Yeah, well, I think some people would not, but I think you're right. Like the majority of people would be like, yeah, let's make it happen. If any random corporation wanted to buy pre-commit.ci, which one would you hope for? I don't know that it's actually. So the thing is, pre-commit.ci is so specific that I don't know that it would be bought out. And even if it was bought out, I would still want to work on it. So I don't know how that would work. But hey, what's up, Fixer Jake? Hello, hello. Specific in that, like, the reason pre-commit.ci works and is successful is because I know exactly how pre-commit works, and so I can do some stuff that makes it fast. And I don't think anyone else would be able, like, people would be able to get close, but I don't think anyone could exactly replicate what I've built and maintain what I've built and keep up with the changes to pre-commit with what I've built. I think I'm a bit in a unique position to have the ability to make this. But yeah, I don't know. What prompted you to create pre-commit.ci? What was the inspiration? I mean, I've always wanted this functionality. I've always wanted to be able to have a random drive-by contributor comes to my repository, makes a pull request for the first time, didn't set up the dev tools or whatever. They made some like formatting error and just pave over that and make it green. I've always wanted that. I thought it was possible with GitHub Actions, but GitHub Actions, you can't do it safely without giving right credentials to unprivileged users. People have tried, but it's not possible to do safely. And so, yeah, I figured I could make it work and make it fast and do it relatively cheaply. And so that was kind of the inspiration. I guess when I talk about relatively cheaply, I haven't looked at the billing page since in like a couple months. So let's see what the okay, so forecasted for, so these are all 0 because I have credits that get comped for that. But let's look at the bill details and then we can see. Okay, so $95 of credits. That's actually higher than I expect. What did I get charged for? Oh, wow. Wait, what? Oh, I no longer am in free tier of API gateway, so I'm getting charged for all these. Interesting. So that's a new charge that I wasn't aware of. All free. Free as well. Spent 8 cents on data transfer. Spent 4 cents on Dynamo. This is where most of my cost is from, which is EC2 instances and a little bit of EBS cost. That makes sense though. And these will be cheaper once I'm out of credits. I will do reserved instances, but reserved instances can't be paid for with credits. KMS is free, land is free, secrets. I have a secret, so it's costing something. S is free, SNS is free, SQS. Usually I come up like right up against the limit on SQS. Looks like I'm not going to this month though. S3 is kind of expensive, but not terribly expensive. Oh wow, I doubled the storage this month. It's still pretty cheap though. I was at 5 gigs of storage last month, so. And then I pay support. this is an unavoidable cost, even though I'm not using support. It just charges 10% every month. So it's actually closer to, you subtract 8 because I won't pay for support after my support credits run out. So it's like $86 of monthly cost, which is fairly reasonable. Doesn't AWS have special pricing for open source? So it's not precisely open source. But yeah. So a bus could kill pre-commit.ci? Yeah, 100%. A bus could kill a lot of open source. Wait, you got an Ivory Coast domain for it? Yep, I did. I did indeed. Indeed. I actually have two .ci domains. I have pre-commit.ci and pre-commit. Oh shit. Wait. My DNS broken? I have both of them. I will look at that after the stream. I don't want to log in because the way they do credentials on this website that I bought my domain from is their usernames are like really low entropy, so I don't want to log in on stream basically. Helium Factory says, do you make enough to cover AWS costs? Well, right now I have credits. And when the credits run out, I will be barely profitable per month. Although when you subtract out domain cost and GitHub Premium and have any other hidden costs? Oh, and then I guess yearly Stripe costs. I'm maybe not positive if you include all those other ones. Yeah, I'm definitely like slightly negative with all of those. Wait, I don't have precommit.com. I don't have this one. This is the like weird website which we looked at before. Oh, it changed. This is a different weird website. You can purchase this sign from us for $45. Oh yeah, this is the Waterfalls and Ponds website. You guys ready for the Waterfalls and Ponds website? Okay, let me we gotta listen to this one. Watch my video get claimed for this stupid background sound in this. Hold on, let me check the little box so YouTube gets to hear this too. Is it this one? Here's their fucking, they have like a video. These look like shit, by the way. Is it under their affiliate program? Demonstration video, here we go. We're gonna go for the DSL cable or higher option. Ooh, 4 megabytes of WMV.
Before connecting the center board, use the plywood and some long pieces of 2x8 to double check that you're going to be able to make all pieces connect. Remember, this is not an exact science.
Not
if
an
the
exact
pond is not
science.
perfect, you will never notice it.
Wait, this isn't even the best part. Where's the part where it just like beeps and
Since
says,
the back of the corner
sample,
pond is 90 degrees, set your miter saw at 45 degrees angled right and cut one end of a 1-inch by 2-inch board.
Place the cap as shown and mark the longest distances.
Wait, I don't think this
Place
is the
the
video.
1x2 back in your saw the same way you made the first cut and rotate the blade to 45-degree angle left.
I don't even know what the fuck
Center of
this
blade
is
and
though.
cut.
In this picture, you can see the plumbing sticking
Here
out.
we go.
This will be hidden by demo later.
This
This
will be
piece
hidden
will
by
sandwich between the front
demo.
and the back of the PVC frame. It will lie on top of the T's, which rest on the wooden cap. Fasten this piece securely with tie wraps. Here you can actually see the path the water is taking.
But anyway.
This will ensure that the water flowing. Turn off the pump and dry the area where the
fuck is
splash
this?
is coming from.
Anyway, my guess is what happened is what they probably did is got someone on contract to make their video for them and then didn't pay the contractor, and so they just uploaded the demo video that the contractor gave them and then just like didn't pay them or some shit. That would be my guess as to what happened there. But anyway, this website is a whole deal. Looks like all the sites I made. Yeah. Yeah, this site is something else. Can you talk in that accent for the rest of the stream? I don't know if I can. I have like really terrible southern accent. I don't think you want this for the rest of the stream. But all the Times New Roman goodness. I mean, Times New Roman's a decent font. Joey's Bite says, "How did you get AWS credits?" I got credits through two ways. One through Amazon's startup program, and the other through Stripe's startup program. I have both types of credits. Foster says, I spent 2 hours yesterday searching for a way to deep copy classes and objects in JavaScript. Yeah, you can't really. You can do plain objects by JSON dumping and then undumping, but there isn't like a generalized way to deep copy in JavaScript. You can write your own little helper that kind of works, but yeah. Made with front page? Is it actually? It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Microsoft front page 4.0. Oh my god. That's some old shit. It doesn't even have a doc type. Okay, I gotta fill up my water, so I will be right back. I will see you in a sec. Do you think they like actually make money off of this like weird ass waterfall website? Like I can't imagine that people actually go to this website, waterfalls-n-ponds.com. Like yeah, I sent them an email like 2 years ago. I was like, I will buy this domain off you, and then they never responded to me. So I don't know. Wait, there's a 404 page that's funny. Oh yeah, this is fairly standard. This is from Nginx, I think, or Apache. We had the same bullshit comment in at Yelp. Yeah, we had the same thing. Buster says, "Are the AWS Activate requirements hard to meet?" No. In fact, I'm pretty sure I met them before I even was incorporated. So I think you can get them just by saying like I'm planning to start a company. But yeah, I applied to them. I got the lowest tier approval from AWS, which is like $1,000 over 2 years or something like that. Wait, they own pre-commit with 1M? No way. Hold on, before this is a rickroll. No, they don't. They own what? They own it with 2 M's. Yeah, the other one doesn't resolve. They say you need a profile/website. Oh, yeah. I guess I already had a domain, so it should redirect to W3 schools. Yeah, right. What is G? What is this? I don't know what this domain is. What is this? GD Mig. That doesn't resolve. Oh. Yeah, I guess I had a website already set up because it was a web app. But yeah. Okay, so this is passing now. This in theory fixes the bug. I want to show that it's broken first, so that's why I have this open. I think demo 2 has an auto update PR. Yeah, so we're gonna force a fix from this push. I think the only way that I can do that is by committing broken stuff to the main branch. And adding a hook that needs updating? Yeah. I'm gonna put trailing white space there intentionally. So we'll do that. And so now the main branch should be red. It's in dev, so it has to boot. Why are you taking so long? Oh, probably because it's to build. Oh, maybe the build's failing. I don't know. Why are you not done yet? Usually it's done by now. Here we go. Yeah, okay. So trailing white space. Oh, the build took a while. That's why. So it was uncached. Okay, so now if I run the auto updater, how am I going to do that in dev? I just run it here. Pre-commit CI profile equals ADS. I think I can just do. Oh, it's pre-commit CI env. It's like that's way too fast. That should have triggered this to get updated. Eventually. Should maybe, okay, here we go. So it force pushed, and this should fail and not do a push. And that's the broken state that we have. Yeah, so push skipped. This is the bug. So we reproduce the bug. So now what we need to do is commit and deploy this. Don't consider force pushed. One commit PRs as bot pushed. My Chrome even warns me when trying to go to pre-commit.com. What does it do? What does it warn you for? I'm curious to see the warning, the Jalmega. Zithra says, I now have a Rust competitor for your Twitch terminal chat. Oh. Cool. Oh, fancy. Like curses? Curses like? That's pretty neat. Oh, look, it's my stream too. That's funny. That's pretty good. I've worked it many times, yeah. Yeah, that happens. Jess says, I'm adding comments to my code, but I don't know how much a teacher would expect, and it's getting more and more unreadable to me. So here's my advice on comments. Like, only add them if you have to explain why and not to explain what. Ignore the failing build. Yeah, right? Speaking of failing builds, what did I fuck up here? Oh. Hey. Oh, that it's unsecured? Yeah, they don't have HTTPS. I thought it might have triggered like the typo detection, which would be pretty funny. Did you mean pre-commit.com? I think Chrome knows all that well. Okay. In our WinForms class, we had to comment on stuff, and one of the things... Oh, man. It's annoying. That sucks. You learn Rust, and then you can... Yeah, you could learn Rust. What are wind forms? No one uses that. Some people do. Windows forms are fine, I guess. Waiting on GitHub Actions. Come on, get your shit together. Oh, one Chlorine. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully you're doing well. Ironically, I ran across a Java method at work last week that actually ended in don't use with no comments as to why. Oh no. Oh no. That's no good. Okay, cool. So I'm going to deploy. Whoops. That's why Babby was born. All right, I have to spell it out. Please, please, please. Okay, so that's deploy to development, and then I will do the same dance up here to test the auto update. Fine, do the deployment. It's going. Oh, it's taking so long. Oh, it's done. Okay. Deploy to dev. So now we can go up here and do the same dance. We'll make it update a different thing. Does it still have trailing white space? Perfect. Okay. And then re-trigger this. Codebase is very large, roughly 20 years old. Oh my. Yeah, old codebases often have interesting things. Spoilers. 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 Okay. Conflict. Okay, well, it should force push over that conflict. In theory. And I think it's actually going to fail to push due to the way system works. Why isn't this re-triggered yet? Did I typo? No, you're correct. Why haven't you updated yet? Oh. The reason it didn't update yet is because I have deduplication detection on my queue. So we're gonna put some garbage value in here and re-queue it. Which usually isn't a problem because the re-queue window is like an hour or something. And it runs once a week, so it's usually not a big deal. Okay, so now it updated this. And it should run. It may not push still. Oh, it did push. Sick. Then now screen again. Look. Okay, so it works. Sweet. Now I can undo all this shit. And I should have a bunch of random emails from all this shenanigans. Oh, if one email. Not so bad. Cool. Some of the comments we come across make for really good Easter eggs. Oh yeah, like I remember there was this one comment on the mobile site at Yelp, which was like, to do, remove this by 2012 01 17 or something like that. And it was like 2017 and the comment was still there. Hey, that's load-bearing technical debt. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're done with that. And we gotta wait for this to deploy to dev again. And then we can deploy it to prod. Same? Yeah. Okay, deploy to dev, and then we can do deploy prod, please. Go to prod. Why Stripe poach so many AWS engineers? I never worked at AWS. I don't know why you think I'm an AWS engineer. Everyone, I mean, Stripe poaches from everyone. That's the way things go. Also, Stripe pays way more than AWS does, so doesn't surprise. How you doing, Kimbiko? I do not have a blog, but I am writing a blog post for GitHub, and I've been slacking. So I'm gonna try and use Stream as a forcing function to actually complete it. It should be fixed moving forward now. Sick. Another notification. Oh, cause it like prawn comment. Yeah. Okay. So now we are going to potentially write a blog post, a technical blog post that I have notes for in the other room, but we're just gonna do it from scratch anyway. So you can kind of see how I go about writing these. Which I guess I've only ever done like internal posts, so this may be new for me as well. We can also look at all the random shit in my Google Drive as well, like this. Which I wrote out the actual math for. This is a torus that I made in Minecraft, and I wanted to know how thick I needed to make each of the segments. And I didn't quite do the math until like I was part of the way through, and you can see this down here. Sum of 6,700 multiplied by 2. That's how many blocks that I made that I plunked down. So I put down like 13,000 blocks in survival mode to make a Minecraft thing. But that was years ago. How thick? Be thick. N. Najee Abraham says, how do you manage streaming and working for Stripe? I mean, I work my 40 hours a week at Stripe, and then I stream in the evenings and on Saturdays. Luther says, this is 3 years old. How would I go about making a better example and adding it to the wiki? I mean, this should still work. There's nothing like special about it. I think this, I'm pretty sure this still works. But I don't know that this actually needs to be, I don't know that more needs to happen here. Like this is exactly, it demonstrates exactly what, you know, all the implementation detail, I think. But this is from GitHub. Linting stuff. I don't know what you mean. Like this is intentionally a silly example. Where it capitalizes strings, I think. Is that what it does? Yeah. This is just a silly example to show you how you would write a hook. Which Chris put together, because Chris made the Rust integration for pre-commit. There's linting, but I mean code linting for Rust. Oh, you mean like linting Rust itself? I think you would not look for that. I think you would look more towards like these hooks, and you would see if there's ones for Rust in here. Which it looks like there's not too many already. But I think pretty much everyone just uses the same Rust formatter, so it's not like there's a whole bunch of tools for Rust source. But yeah, this is an example of how you would write a hook implemented in Rust, not how you would lint Rust. Amigo says, started watching your streaming setup video last night, but it was too late and didn't get through it. Did you explain why the fuck you use iTunes? I did not, but I did mention it in there. I use iTunes because it's easy. I don't know. Okay. New Google Doc. Okay, so let me describe what I want to write about, and we'll workshop the title a little bit, but I don't think the title is going to be finalized anyway. So the blog post that I'm going to write about is about linting and code formatting. That's like the general theme, and the like zingy title that I want is something like, you know, code review is way too late, something like that. Or review time is too late for code quality or something. No. Code review is too late for code quality. It'll be some like tentative title. And most of the like major themes that I want to go over here is that like nitpicky style stuff is a waste of time in code review, and that computers are really good about that. And then I want to talk about like introducing linters to your workflows. And then also talk about introducing formatters to your workflows, some of the pitfalls of that, you know, the adoption process of adding formatters, using stuff like, you know, ignoring particular change sets as you, you know, opt into formatters. Things like what is the thing from the, I know there's an example in the Black Wiki about ignoring revisions. Yeah, about ignore revs for blames. I want to talk about specifically this because I think like this is an important thing to call out in that. But yeah. So we kind of want like, oh, pre-commit.com/rust. Intro. Why don't I have auto caps on? I will leave it on, whatever. Talk about the problem statement of the. I hate doing this live. This fucking sucks. I feel like this is gonna be really awful content too. But I also feel super awkward writing. I know it's like super easy for me to write code in front of people, but like authoring text live seems really weird. No, don't. Oh, I should make this bigger so that that doesn't do anything, so that you can all see it as well. Actually, can I do fit? It's too small. Oh, whatever. I expect you to write it in Bawi/Markdown. I mean, that would maybe be, Have you ever heard of Spotify or YouTube? So YouTube has well, both Spotify and YouTube have ads, and I've paid for a bunch of music, so I would really just rather use the music I already have. And I think that buying music supports artists better than streaming services do, but whatever. Have you heard of learning every instrument in an orchestra and playing the music yourself? Still more user-friendly than iTunes. It's true. It's true. My computer is like, fairly beefy, and iTunes still lags. It's freaking insane. Up to 5 says, is it worth going to live in San Francisco? No. I used to live in San Francisco, and it's not worth it. I mean, you will get better payment there. You get paid better, but it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it. For me, it's not worth it. You may have different, you know, cost benefit trade-offs and a different, you know, operating model, but for me, it's totally not worth Tools, preferences, auto capitalized words. Yeah. Yeah. Smart quotes. Types of things to lint for. Give an example for a Python code base. Import sorting. Code style formatting. Oh, I don't want to talk about formatting yet. Oh. Wait. White space. Domain specific plugins, etc. Why do I keep doing that? Formatters are better than linters. Of course, there's going to be, you know, content here. So ugh. Puffin says, I generally make my main points and build story around that. Yeah, I mean, that's how I do it as well. You get to meet talented people in city offices. Yeah, like, there is some benefit to meeting people in person, but I don't... My phone button. The dick sword? It must... Who messaged me? Wait, is there a photo for this? uh... yeah. Yeah. We can show this, right? Yeah. The... So, my buddy sent me this, which was an email from 2011, and his title is 2011 Yelp hit different. So this is the weekly Yelp. Wait, was this sent by mstop? No fucking way. It might have been sent by mstop. It was CTO for a while. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Yelp was, I mean, I think there is still a part of Yelp that promotes a toxic culture, especially the sales part of Yelp. But it was more widespreadly toxic back then. But yeah. Anyway, his sales were all the coke is. I mean, there's coke in engineering and there's coke in sales. There's coke in both at Yelp, and I mean, there's coke at both in a lot of tech. For better or worse, you know, you give people disposable incomes and, you know, lack of self control, and you end up with coke. That's the way things go. To be clear, I have never done coke, so I know this from watching other people and not myself partaking. In tech, it's more Adderall. You're just at the wrong parties, Fire S. Or the right parties, depending on your perspective. It's great when a system can fix the problems for you. Let's see. Integrate it into as many parts of workflow as possible. So for this, I want to talk about editor integration, Git hooks, continuous integration, etc. And at some point, I'm going to plug pre-commit.ci, and all of these, because that's kind of like my point of making this as well. You want the words shift left in there somewhere? Shift left. Hashtag PR to prod. That's what you want us to believe? No, I've never done coke. The only, drug that you may consider that was not prescribed for me that I have attempted was weed. And even that, like, people are like, oh, it's not really a drug. It's just weed, man. And it didn't do anything for me, as we've talked about many times on the stream. But I did take amphetamines for, let's see, 15 years-ish. And I should probably take amphetamines again for ADHD. But I've been unmedicated for a while. I mostly make things work, but technically alcohol is a hard drug and caffeine is also a drug. I mean, if you look at the technical definition of drug, it is simply a substance that has effect on a body. So you could even consider vitamins a drug. Hard hug, yeah. But yeah. Okay, so integrate into as many workflows as possible. What are you mad about? Is that a rendering bug? What the fuck is going on here? What is this? Google Doc's haunted, chat. It's fucking haunted. Google Doc is haunted. Stream has an effect on my body. It makes me want to hug plushies. Well, I guess if the stream was a substance, then you could consider it a drug. Adopting code formatters. Release from experience. Enable it all at once. Merge conflicts. Ignoring formatting revisions. Black's documentation. I want to. I'll just link. It's the part where. That's weird. When you highlight this, you can't tell the difference. I'll just link here because I feel like Black's documentation is actually better than. Did I fuck up the link? No. If you're matched conflicts, annoying formatting. Yeah. Big Bang, white space changes. So I actually have actually have a funny story about this, which maybe I'll include in the blog post, where in I think it was 2015, before 2015, Yelp's Python code was all indented with tabs, and one Christmas, one of the engineers replaced all of the tabs with spaces, just over the weekend. Um, um, I feel like most of the content is going to actually be in this section, to be honest. Yeah. Hey, what? Why is there so much talking? What are you guys talking about? This is why you write stuff in text editors. Screw the grammar, highlights, and all that junk. Yeah. Are plushies hardware, firmware, or software? Squishyware. Some plushies turn my firmware into pure hardware. Marsha. Marsha. Stupid, sexy Sylveon. Oh my. I mean, at least it's not low punny or whatever. We're getting into dangerous territory here. Yeah. Spaces is indents. Oh, I know you're a tabs person, Jelmega. Every one tab, replace it with one space. I mean, technically, and this actually broke code. We had to fix code because tabs, Python considers a tab as 8 spaces. Um. So yeah, there was actually code broken in Yelp main because the some of the code was space indented, some was tab indented, and it was 8 space indented to make Python work correctly. And so when we converted the tabs to 4 space indents, it broke a bunch of shit, which was not great. How is somebody allowed to do this, by the way? I mean, it was agreed upon by like the technical leadership at the time, and the standard in Python is spaces. Four space indents is the standard in Python, and if you go against that grain, it's really hard to make any tools in the ecosystem work well for you. Can you give examples of formatters and linters? Sure. So like a linter, for example, let's say I wrote this piece of code and it has an obvious formatting problem, which is, I had weird spacing. If I were to run a linter against this, the linter is going to tell me about the problems, but it's not going to fix them. Whereas a formatter, is going to detect the problems and fix them for you. So if I run autoupdate-i on this file, you'll see that it has fixed those problems. And now the linter is happy. That's basically the difference. I would not trust whatever person wrote this article. just my 2 cents there. Yeah. They are trying to sell their AwesomeCode.io already use CodeLint ESLint for JavaScript code, which works well. This week we introduced Code Formatter Prettier for JavaScript code and made it work together with ESLint. I would have clicked away very quickly from this article. Anyway. You don't like broken English medium articles? I mean, I think if your English is broken and you're trying to write a technical article, you're probably, I mean, you're selling yourself short. Oh, you did change your username, PNJ. Wait, you are... Oh, you stream. Yeah, okay, I know you. Welcome back. How you doing? Wait, what was your username before? Why am I forgetting your username? Well, welcome back. Good to see you. Thank you for the resub at 8 months. Hopefully you're doing well. How's I mean, work's been busy, I guess. Proner J, there you go. Got you. Welcome back. Welcome back, Proner J. My whole company runs on broken English. Yeah, well, if you're gonna make a blog post, you probably kind of want your blog post to not be, shitty. I don't know which technical it was. I think you're just 100% on it just being an ad, a crappy one. Yeah. I went full sellout TypeScript tech lead, even got Twitch to match. Nice. Nice. Okay, I don't really feel like writing this in front of you. I think I'm gonna write this offline. But at least I have started writing stuff into a doc, so I feel better about that. I think we're gonna work on something else. Just because feels awkward. The unfortunate thing is I don't really have anything in my open source backlog to work on. So we have a couple of choices. I could just see what I need to do. Also, ears are hurting, so we're gonna take off the headset. They get like real sweaty in there. I don't. You can always leave it open and throw something in it every time something comes to mind while coding, or just forget about it for now. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do that. How is Stripe? It's okay. It's a job. I know. I'm oh, I forgot to tell you about that, chat. So I was on call last week. And on call's pretty chill for my team, mostly because we maintain language infrastructure and like not really anything production critical. The unfortunate part about the on call for my team is like we have to answer questions about all sorts of stuff and development in this fairly large repository, and people come to us for basically anything. Like someone came in the channel today and was like, my builds are broken. I changed a bunch of code. I don't know why the build is broken. I think it's an infrastructure problem. And I opened up the build and I was like, what's the error message? And they're like, I don't know. It points to this file and says that this package doesn't exist. And I was like, well, you added that import to the file. Did you add your build dependency? And they're like, oh. And it's just like, I think if I would have not helped them, they would have. I mean, one of two things happens. Like, they just sit and twiddle their thumbs for an hour, or they like reread the error message and like put on a little bit of a critical thinking cat and actually fix it. But like, I don't know. I feel like I feel like people are quick to jump to infrastructure problems and like also don't ask good questions. So, I don't know. I think there's like there's definitely some opportunities to build some education around this to like get people to ask better questions. And I don't know how to get that education to them. I would love to like improve on this. I definitely I spent some time on this at Yelp, like putting together some amount of coursework to like get people in a better mindset for asking questions. And honestly, I think like as much as people harp on Stack Overflow for being like, oh, you asked a shitty question, downvote, close, go away. I think a lot of the mentality of Stack Overflow and like the maybe not the way it's implemented, maybe not the way that people react, but the goals of like having a minimally viable, compilable example of how to go about asking a question. I think that's like really good, and um, getting people in that same mindset is tough, and I wish more people were in that way. I also think that like maintaining an open source library, you also have to step into those shoes a lot, and you have to think in that way. Like you see how painful it is to be on the support side of something when people ask you shitty questions all day. And I think like a lot of people don't have that perspective. But I don't know. It's just something that I wish I could like if I could like snap my fingers and fix one thing about like all software engineering everywhere, it would be that people ask good questions. And you know, part of asking a good question is you actually read the fucking error message and do what it says. But I don't know. I don't know that we can ever. I don't think we can ever have that. And as you go to bigger and bigger companies, you're gonna have a wider range of you know abilities and communication and other stuff there. And like especially as you go to large companies, there's bell curve for how well people engineer, and gonna get more of the one side of the spectrum, unfortunately. But I don't know. That's just the way it goes. Six a better website. So True and I are gonna do a stream at some point, and I kind of want to do that. I feel like True and I don't have too much content overlap, so I kind of want to do that with True, just because she knows front end better than I do. Or I guess No, I won't say it that way. I was gonna say, well, actually, maybe she's done front end more recently, which I don't know. Neither of those are really fair statements. I don't really want to compare against True, is what I'm saying. But like, I think it would be good to do a front end project. It's true for that, and I I think the Sticks of Butter website would be a good one for that. For those of you that don't know what the Sticks of Butter website is, basically, I want to make a website which you input the amount of weight that you gained or lost. For instance, during the pandemic, I gained 30 pounds. And if you think about that in a visual fashion, there are 4 sticks of butter in a pound, and a pound of fat is almost like density and weight identical um to a pound of body fat. So a pound of butter is about what you would see from a pound of body fat, and there are 4 of these 4 sticks of butter in a pound of butter. And so if you imagine I gained 30 pounds, that's 120 sticks of butter. And I just kind of want like a slider and like a thing that just shows like a fucking pyramid of butter. So that's kind of my sticks of butter website. That's what I want to do. And then like you could, I don't know, maybe transform it into cheese or something like that, or have a kilogram measure for the Euro boys. But anyway, that's the Sticks of Butter website. We're not gonna do that today, but that's what that is. Did someone at you? Well, so they didn't at me specifically. We have a on-call alias. So critical thinking hat. Yeah. Are they like SDE1? I think Stripe has levels like that. I don't know. I can't see their levels, so I don't know. Platform is bad and everything is bad, but also I forgot. Is there a how to Google course? Yeah, I feel like that's part of it. Like figuring out how to search for your own problems, how to help yourself. You know, you can what's the teach a man to fish, but blah blah blah. I don't know. Okay, something along there. Lara says, as an intern, I feel like I overlook easy solutions, but the project I work on is massive, so it's hard to know everything. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm not saying like you have to be perfect and know everything to everything, but like there's some amount of like there's a very easy framework that you can put yourself in that solves a lot of these problems. One of them is like you start by saying, what was I trying to do? Like what did I want to get out of this? What was my goal? And the second thing is, what did I do to try and accomplish that? Like, what did I change? Where is my patch? Like, what is my pull request? What command did I run? That's the like, what did I do? And then, what did I get unexpectedly? So things like command line output, links to builds, um, you know, screenshots if it's like a front end thing, something like that. And like, what did I expect? So what was I trying to do? What did I do? What did I expect? And what did I get? Those 4 things, like it's not much. Those 4 things are like 90% better, like better than like 90% of the issues that I see. Just doing those 4 things. And it's not that fucking hard. I feel like it's not that high of an expectation to have somebody just go through those 4 things. And the other thing is, when you go through those 4 things, you will often, you'll come to the step where you're like, what did I expect? And, compare that against your output and you'll be like, oh, well, this output says this thing here and like maybe I should look more into that. Or like you go for the what am I actually trying to do? And in reality, you're just completely off base. And like all of these next 3 things are just like, oh, I'm trying to solve this in completely the wrong way. And often that can be good as well, describing what you're trying to do instead of just being like, I have a problem, solve it for me. Or I mean, sometimes you have people that like only tell you this and don't tell you any of these other things, or like only tell you what output they got and like not what they were trying to do and what command they ran. And like figuring out what they did wrong when they don't give you the information about what they did is impossible. I don't know. Those 4 things, fairly straightforward. Say what you're doing, say what you did, what you expect, and what you get, and that takes you much further than most stuff. There's Stack Overflow for Teams if you like. Yeah, so Stripe actually has a fairly good, buy over build culture, and Stripe would pay for Stack Overflow. The problem is, Stack Overflow can only be hosted on Windows machines at the moment, and Stripe is not willing to host Windows machines even in AWS for now. Gank and Grind, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. It's interesting that you call it error messages. I've grown to really, really appreciate Hussar's error messages about things that are broken in Postgres. Yeah, I mean, a good error message goes a long way. Even a bad error message can be helpful. And, stack traces are fairly helpful. I also think that people are not very good at reading stack traces, I guess. So that might also be a place where education can help. I don't know. I learned a lot from being on a support rotation for a startup that developed a technical product. Our customers were engineers. Highly recommend it for learning how to fix the actual problem instead of what they're asking. Oh yeah, for sure. ZSNW says, do you plan on retiring early? What is early? When am I supposed to retire? What is the cutoff there? Like before 65? What is the average retirement age? 64. Oh, per state. Stupid clickbait article. Is that really going to make me click continue for all of these? Say Michigan. 62. Retirement That's it? It seems low. Is that assuming that you've already purchased a house? How does retirement savings work? What is the expectation there? I bet if you look at California, it's like 1.3 million, way more expensive. Did they say like the cheapest and the most expensive? No, this is a fucking shitty article. I just want a goddamn spreadsheet. Yes, I think I'm probably gonna retire before fucking 60, 64 or whatever. But I don't know what retirement is gonna look like for me, to be honest, because if retirement is I work on my own software and I stream on Twitch, like I think that's like there's still work there, but I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks like I will never be able to truly retire because I will still at some point work on computers, even if I'm not being paid for it or directly paid for it. I don't know. 4 sticks of butter in a pound. Those doggies could eat it up real quick. Wait, what? The Jalmaya says you need to make a non-American version for it since most people have no clue what a pound is. Oh yeah, for sure. A pound is $1.3. A pound is like an octothorpe. Hey, what's up, Barnumber? Welcome to the stream. When you say 4 things, are you talking about 4 sticks of butter? No. DL says, interview postmortem complete. Nice. Also, the US has 2 sizes of butter sticks. Wait, really? American butter stick sizes. I feel like I've seen 2 4 ounce? This is a half. Wait, this is a full stick. Wait, there's 2 sizes? I think I've only ever seen the 8 tablespoons, 4 ounce, half cup butter. I've seen 2 different form factors. Hey, what's up, Mr. Singh? Hello. Welcome back. You see that you are vibing. You changed all your YouTube descriptions. I did. Hey. Why we open this up? Also, I'm probably not going to do this. I forget whether I did this or not. Or whether it's... I think I figured out that this is not needed. No, actually, I don't think I'm going to work on any of these things today. Only 62? That's it? I mean, I don't know. I feel like $1 million to retire at 62, assuming you die at like 80 or 90. I guess like that's 50 grand a year. Wait, no, it's less than that. I don't know. Presumably Social Security, well, assuming it doesn't get gutted by that time. California literally never. Oh no. At least I don't want to work full-time job after 50. Yeah, I think that's fair. My stepdad has negative savings, so still driving his truck at 60 plus. Oh no. Unfortunate. Chat says, I have a question. Does this make sense for changing the original values of A and B? I'm trying to wrap my head around nested variables and changing them in C. Okay. Main calls test function with 2 pointers. You do not need stars here. In fact, passing stars here causes this to be undefined behavior, because you're treating the values of A and B as pointers. And actually, you would dereference a null pointer right here. But I think you also mean A and B and not just A and A. Also, where does A3 come from? This doesn't compile. These two parameters are the same name. I assume you wrote this in the editor. I think what you meant to write is B, A, 3. Which then, yes, this does what you want. Like, this takes in 2 pointers. Ampersand is the address of operator, which gets the address of A and the address of B. Passes those pointers into test function, and then test function takes those 2 pointers, passes them along to test function 2, and then test function 2 modifies, so assigns to the reference of that pointer. I guess there aren't true reference types in C, but you can think of it that way if you put on a C++ hat, and then assign the 2 values in there. So yeah, this works after those edits. Midwest Farm Report wants to know your location. Oh no. American butter stick sizes has been added to your Google search history. Oh no. Oh no. Google thinks I'm shoving butter up my ass now. Great, perfect. You would have to freeze it, right? Never mind. I don't want to consider the logistics of shoving butter up my ass. I was getting my values back from my mate. I was like, oh no, they're so deep in 2 functions. Yeah. What the fuck? But yeah, of course you freeze it, says Marsha. Oh no. It depends on your ambient house temperature. Well, I always refrigerate my butter. I guess it depends on the saturation of the hydrocarbons as to how solid it is. Mine's in the freezer right now, says FireS. Oh no. You probably refrigerate your ketchup too? I don't like ketchup, so I literally do not have ketchup in my house at all. But I do refrigerate my my equivalent, which is sriracha. So yeah, I am that kind of monster. So sue me. That's a lovely thought for 9 in the morning. Yeah. Shaz said out. Well, thank you for stopping by. Shaz, you said hello as you're heading out. Perfect. Have a good one. Thank you for stopping by. Freeze until I'm at the end of my current fridge stick, then I transfer a new one in my refrigerator. Oh, that's big brained. I didn't think about that, because then it lasts longer. Wait, does it separate though? I feel like butter has some amount of water content in it, right? Does it separate? No? Huh. Maybe I should do that. Last replicant, hello, welcome. And paid Pedro. Ed, welcome to the stream. Beastply, thank you for the follow as well. Good night, fellas. I have a question. I'm out of ideas of what to build to put on my curriculum. I have 2 years of experience with web dev. Thanks for the help. So here's my general thoughts and advice on projects. I really only like to work on projects if they give me personal value or things that I want to see done. For 2 reasons. One, because I will be much more motivated to actually implement them. One, I'll be more motivated. 2, I'll do a more quality job of implementing whatever I'm working on because, it's for me, so I want it to work and I want it to work correctly and I'm going to use it. And 3, if I get stuck at any point, I will be much more motivated. Wait, I already said motivation. Shit, what's the 3rd reason? I don't know. Those are the main 2, I guess. Motivation and like quality. And I also think that, when you're motivated to work on something, you're going to learn better because you have to get it done. But I don't know, like think about things that you find painful in your day-to-day life that you think automation through tech would help you, and build that. It's easier to sell someone else and helping you if you're into the project. Oh yeah, for sure. That's another big one. Like I got the weirdest email the other day. See if I can find it. It was like the TLDR of it was like, come be our CTO. And they're like, we're planning to build companies, but we don't know what they are. So we're gonna go through. Yeah, here it is. Oh, well, that's directly on screen now. Fractal's next CTO, Arrow Anthony Satilli, very clearly form letter. Which I've heard a tip to trick form letters is to put an emoji at the beginning of your LinkedIn name. Because most naively just like split the name on whitespace and then stick the first segment as first name. So it'll say like, "Hi, beer emoji." But yeah, you'll join our entrepreneur in residence program without having to leave your day job, which like already kind of sketch, but where you can evaluate vertical ideas and meet CEOs/co-founders. Once you lock in on both, Fractal invests $1 million on day 1 and gives you 20% of the company. It provides the support to ensure the company succeeds. I think a CTO should maybe get more than 20% at starting. But they're like, given the appetite for software as a service, we're just gonna make 12 of them and see what happens. Come be our CTO. Of course, beer emoji is your first thought. Yeah. Is this some kind of fucking pyramid scheme? It kind of feels like it. Multi-level marketing, but for software engineers. Yeah. Hi, clown. Wait, what is this one? Okay, is that the hug emote? I need to add the. Should we add the emote? We'll add the emoji commands. Yeah. So it's because I mean it feels less useful for Twitch, but where was that added? Called create. That's the name of the chatbot. Yeah. Oh wait, no, this is the infrastructure part. Hey, look. The old pre-commit.ci is set up here. Fancy. And I can steal this code because I wrote it. Basically, it's a way for me to search emojis and reverse search emojis because I can never like I'm really bad at identifying what the actual character is. But plugins emoji pie. Why is Schlex imported? Allow quoted results. Anyway. Their thing works a little bit different than mine does. So we have to do remoji. See how one of these other ones works. This one. Async def emoji and emoji config match stir. And they have like some stupid docstring thing, so we'll get rid of that because I don't need docstrings, right? I just increased the font size. Well, I want to actually get the like name of the character. Pet says, today I received a message from a LinkedIn recruiter. I was very happy, but then he said that I had to apply on another website. I think I just got baited. Yeah. Yep, that'll happen. Welcome to LinkedIn. Okay. So, this is to set up the character mapping. Oh, I just built a giant tuple here? Interesting. But this doesn't feel right. Oh. Query equals Debian. And we're going to limit this to 10 results. Well, maybe 20. Yeah. Yeah. So basically, the way this works is you can search for an emoji name and it'll give you back the emoji characters. And then you can do our emoji and it will tell you the Unicode character names. Wait, does this just respond 5 times in a row? Maybe I don't want this command. Never mind. Let's do this the janky way. I think I actually did this on stream already once, where I was like, wait, we should add this command, and then I did exactly the same thing, and I was like, wait, never mind, we don't want the command. What is that character? We went on a whole tangent here for like no good reason. Zombie. I had no idea that that was a zombie. Nice. Also fix the dog string, the plural is emoji. But yeah, Unicode data.name, pretty pog. No man. There are actually a couple of snowman emojis, and I think one of them is black snowman, which is an interesting choice of characters from the Unicode Consortium. What do you mean? Why is that syntax error? I guess I gotta copy everything but that line. Oh, that would have added to startup a lot. What's it? Name C. Name C for name. C in care mapping if snowman in name. Yeah, there's snowman without snow, and black snowman. I wonder, do they render in Twitch chat? Interesting. So for whatever font Twitch has, I get the like plain text snowman, then I get this for snowman without snow, and a white text for black snowman. Interesting. Interesting. And it might be different on whoever's screen. Maybe it's a man with a carrot nose? Oh yeah, Unicode data.name is a Python function. Man without snow is just a man. Snowman. Yeah. It's different on my screen. Well, what does it look like on your screen? But anyway. I find that this function is very useful sometimes. Oh, you already sent this screenshot? Oh, you sent it in the Dixord? Oh. I think that's just because you're in dark mode. Like, I think mine would look like this if it wasn't inverted. It's dark mode. Yeah, you're not in dark mode. I am in dark mode. So, that's why it's different. That makes sense. Oh, now my phone buzzes about the message on Dixord. Thanks, phone. Or wait, is it mad about something else? You might be mad about. Hang on. Buzz. It's just Dixord. Thought it might be. I thought it might have been my alerts. It's not. Slow phone, yeah. Well, it's not really my fault. Okay, so of these things, I don't think I really want to work on any of these today. One thing that I've been slowly working on, but it's kind of a huge pain in the ass, is refactoring how Flake 8 works. I feel like every time I pick it up, I do like a tiny amount of it, and then I'm like, never mind, I don't want to do this anymore. So let me see where I was at with that. Maybe we'll work on that. I don't know. The other thing that I want to do at some point is I want to make an Android app for my sister. For those of you that don't know, my sister is severely autistic and essentially nonverbal. She is, 27 years old, 26 years old now, I think. But she doesn't have a way to communicate with anyone. And my dad used to have this program for her that they would put on a tablet, which is essentially just like a menu with pictures that you click through, and you can be like, I want to go to the store, or I want food, I am hungry, and basically punch through menus like that, and have a way that she can communicate because she doesn't speak. And unfortunately, the app shuttered, and there's a bunch of competing apps, but none of them really have exactly the features that my dad wanted. And the app's fucking dead simple, and I think I could do a fairly good job about building one. But I also have not started on it, so I would need to do like a bunch of design work, and kind of like set up screens and ideas for it, and like think about that. Would that be something interesting that you would want to see me go through? Jay says, I'm also fairly autistic and started on a nonverbal app because they're all made for children. I'll contribute a lot of hours to this because I never shipped mine. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I still don't even know like what tech I would use for it. But I basically want to target Android and like maybe web. I don't know that web is worth it. Like realistically, what I want is like an app that boots into a main mode. There's like some way to get to some admin dashboard. I guess let me just like draw out some screens, kind of. Like the main screen, let's assume we have two views. Like we have a phone view and we have like tablet view. On the phone view, probably have significantly fewer of these cards. And the cards are going to be, I don't know, some picture or whatever. Assume this is some picture or whatever. And this is kind of like, and you can scroll through these. So like you can imagine there's like a scroll. It's probably a silent scroll, but like this is probably the easiest way to demo a scroll being here. I guess I could draw one of them that's like partial. Yeah. That's kind of like the idea for like the main view, and each of these would be kind of a hierarchical. Like you could imagine them as being, you know, a sort of tree of like ways to drill down into each of them and like a menuing system. And on a tablet, you have a lot more real estate, so you would probably tile these in some way. And I think the app my dad was using was only on tablet, so like it wasn't super well set up. But I think like the very simple version of this is like you tap through these, it plays a sound cue as you go into a menu, and then when you get to, you know, eventually further in, you eventually get to a tree node and it says like a whole sentence. Shot Coding, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Same with ADHD stuff. Like you look up advice and then it's like all these sites dealing with their child's ADHD. Yeah. Roller says C# Xamarin Android app. I don't know anything about Xamarin. Although I feel like last time someone mentioned Xamarin, I was concerned. Is it good? Is it actually good? It's like I'd rather write C# than Java. We can even do it with Visual Studio. Oh, Microsoft owns them? Is it modern C# or is it mono? Like what .NET version does it target? Oh, look, it's Nat. I mean, you probably know more about it than I do, right? React Native or Cordova or Ionic, because then you don't have to worry about platform. Yeah, but React Native's, I mean, anytime you have one of these like hand wave away the platform, I usually find that it boxes you in a way that kind of sucks. It's a nice phone, Anthony. When is it releasing? Yeah, it's nice square rectangle phone. Only on tablet. That sounds super specific. Yeah, it's just like not designed for small screens. Which is fine. Like if you you can buy a cheap Android tablet and like make it work that way. I have a Mac. I can do the iOS part. Nice, nice. Yeah, I guess like I don't know. I think I would build it primarily for my dad's use cases first. So like maybe I experiment with multi-platform and like maybe I build it with one of these other fancy techs. And maybe that's like, I don't know. I could probably compare and contrast a bunch of them and figure out what the best approach is there, because I don't like if this ends up being something where like it works well for my dad and it's better than competitors, even though it's fucking dead simple. Like maybe I make some money on the side from it, but that's not my goal at all here. But I don't know. What do you think, chat? Should I try and do some fancy, multi-platform technology that does all the fancy things? But yeah, I think like this is the primary view. I would need some way to get from this primary view to like an admin view. Maybe it's like triple tap or something, some uncommon gesture, or maybe it's a separate app. But I think I need like these capabilities. I need to have it be able to upload images. I need TTS. I need a way to record sound if you want custom sounds. I probably need some amount of like placeholder clip art. So maybe I can get like people to draw art for some of this stuff. And I need some data serialization. Probably want import and export of these charts. Can probably embed data URLs of images as long as they're not too big. I guess maybe we need image resizing as well. So we probably don't want to store 6 megabyte images for display on a phone or whatever. React Native is easy if you know a little bit of React. Well, the amount of React I know is like not very much. You can build a PWA and store the images on cache. I kind of want to work it offline. I don't think that I really want to do a web app. What do you need the admin for? Like, I basically want my dad to be able to set up, custom. It's kind of the whole point of the thing, to be honest, to be able to set up custom menuing and have images and CTS and other stuff that works nice. There's sites. Yeah, I can get. Yeah, I feel like the art's not the hard problem, and like I wouldn't have too much built-in art. I think it would just be like the basics for a few built-in demo actions and hierarchy trees or something like that, and just make it customizable. And honestly, I think this is almost all that I need to make this happen. I don't know much about TTS. I do know about image manipulation because I wrote an app that did this in school. I don't know about recording sound. This is easy, just resources. This is fairly easy. I actually implemented this recently for my game. Image resizing. We'll probably find something with that. Ionic is React Native but Angular. Like, definitely don't want to write Angular. Oh, you can use emojis. TTS is a native API. You can control the voice gender. Oh, cool. TTS, Android. Speech services, right. Text to speech. Yeah, I played with this. When was this added? API 4. Okay, yeah. It's been around for a long time. Oh my god. Could you imagine a class that just has fucking 1,000 methods? I guess it has fewer than that. These are... Oh, it has to connect to network? Oh. It has to connect to network to generate text-to-speech? Because I kind of want this to work offline. I wonder if I could run text-to-speech and then save the audio output. Look, it's an earcon. Yeah, what the hell is an earcon? The two main texts are Flutter and React Native. React Native is the most mature, says Matthew8. Weather developer says, what are you planning? So, I basically want a very simple menuing app that my nonverbal autistic sister can use to communicate. And she has an app for this that's really old and can't be updated because the company shuttered. And they're a cloud service, so the app is useless without the cloud service. And my thought is that I could make a functionally equivalent but simpler offline service, not even service, just app for my dad, basically. Yeah, what is an earcon? Does anyone know what an earcon is? Any earcons in the chat? What is an earcon? Brief, distinctive sound that represents a specific event or conveys other information. What? Do you have the name / specs of an existing app? I don't remember what the original app was called. Ed, thank you for the follow. Welcome, welcome. It's a string to soundbite mapping. Okay. Add speech. There's a way to get the output without playing it, and so I could just save it as a audio file. Android TTS2 audio file. This is such a fucking garbage answer. Synthesize to file. Is that a method that I just missed? Synthesize to file. Synthesize the given text to a parcel file descriptor. Why are these doc strings just so bad? The synthesize to file is asynchronous, thus you should do checking. In an on-utterance completed listener. What? Looks like network is required to download TTS. So I think like I could probably have it so the like when you administer the app, when you set up the flow, you could probably do the TTS then and save the results, and then all of the actual interaction would be offline. Like I think that's fine. I think requiring network during setup is okay. And then like you could export the setup stuff that has, the pre-compiled sound bites and stuff, and send that around. I think that's probably okay. Yeah. I think another constraint with this is like the export sizes need to be small enough that they can be sent somewhere useful, because like you export to Gmail, you're limited to whatever 10 megabytes or however much you need to do it. How many subs for you to release this without monetizing it? Well, I think like the first, I don't know. I think it'll be in two ways. I think like I'll have a way where you can just build it yourself from GitHub and like have it be open source. But then like lazy people can buy it on the store. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I have no idea. It doesn't exist yet. I think that's something that I'll figure out after I've built it. Yeah. Okay, so this, I think like the actual viewing, the actual views for using the app are fairly straightforward. I think this is basically all I need here. And like maybe it'll have text here, but kind of the point is that it doesn't have text, maybe. I don't know. Octavius says, I've been using all repos for the past month daily and has really optimized my workflows. Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I wrote all repos because I wanted it, and yeah, I think it's really good too. Okay, so I think this is simple enough for the views that I want, like scrolling, tiling. I can probably, I mean, if I was doing this in CSS, yeah, I would just inline block these and let them roll, wrap or whatever. Yeah, right. You wrote all repos just so you can say you wrote all repos. Yes, I am the author of all repos. My name is Anthony. I have constructed all the repos. Yeah. Okay, so this I think is fine for like a let's see. Main view yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but something like that. And I think for the admin view, the admin view, let's just say that we're editing on a tablet. I want to edit in both places. Let's do the phone views because I think they're going to be more constraining than the tablet views. So on the phone view in the admin, we'll probably have some text that know where the admin view. Oh. And probably still have the tiles with their picture or whatever. We'll probably have some visual indication that you'll edit these. So maybe this is an edit icon. I don't want to make those really hard to click though. Oh, and I have to think about hierarchy as well. CTY Junior says, "Is the stream beginner friendly?" Yes, but also, I mean, if you ask questions, I will answer them no matter what level they're at. I do a lot of complicated stuff, but I try and make it as approachable as possible to everyone. So, you know, I am extremely advanced in what I do, but I also try and build content for everyone. And there's ever something that you don't understand, ask, and I will hopefully answer it. I also have a lot of content on YouTube where I have basically taken questions that people ask in chat, and then I make them in into YouTube videos. So you can check out some of that if you want to learn a bunch. And I have 300 odd videos that you can learn about things for all sorts of topics. Explain the entirety of Kubernetes, please. One does not simply. Aspartame, welcome to the stream. Hello. Okay, so from the admin view, we kind of have two things. Like we kind of need to know your current location and any sub items. So at any given location, you'll probably have like I kind of want to click into this and have it brush it tool. I click into this and that takes us to a view where we're editing that item. This is maybe admin. Oops. This is admin item 1. And item 1 is going to have a soundbite, an image, and any of its children. So we're going to have our image. And like a way to edit that. Maybe it's like so you'll have like your sound. And then you'll have some sort of divider. And then you'll have your children here. Which will be here. If you don't have children, then you're a leaf node. This is our next item. Here. Something like that. Draw.io on steroids? I mean, it's MS Paint, so yeah. Remember that the floating button is for sure thing on Android. You can use that as a way to get to an admin screen. Floating button. What do you mean by floating button? Dang button, Android. I mean, floating action button. Particular button that triggers the primary action of your app's UI. Mean. Oh, you mean like an action item? So the thing about admin UIs is like, I'm imagining my sister using this app, and she's just gonna have her hands all over any part of it, and I kind of don't want her to figure out the admin app or the admin side of it. So I want the admin to be relatively hidden. And if it's just like a primary call to action button, like that's gonna be like the first thing she clicks, and I don't want her to get stuck in the admin side of that. Maybe I can make them two separate applications. That way it's harder. She can watch her stream to figure out the admin menu. She could figure out the admin menu. She's smart. But like, that's not the point. Does this generalize? And then like, I guess clicking on any of the children here takes you back to this menu. It's really just the root that is a special case. You can make it a separate intent only available by long press on the icon. Oh. Is that a thing? Wait, is that a thing? You can make an app start differently by long press? No way. That sounds so cool. But oh. Whoa, Discord has them implemented. I had no idea. That's fucking cool. I don't know how that scales to cross-platform though. Or whether, if I'm using one of the cross-platform tools, whether that would work there. High Space Recruiter says you don't find coding boring. Think about that. Think about that, High Space Recruiter. If I thought programming was boring, do you think I would stream it to 100 people on Twitch? I feel like that's a self-answering question. You just mean like long press to get that little context menu thing? Yeah. I learned it and made a few projects. You learned all of programming? Holy shit. Look at this guy. Got somebody who's learned all of programming in chat. I'm impressed. Made a few projects and I just couldn't bear it. Some of it. I see. High Space Recruiter is the MLM CTO Recruiter Pro. DJ D Duty says programming is actually a fairly creative outlet. Creativity through problem solving. Yeah. Actually, as much as colleges often jam software into engineering and like put it into an engineering box, I actually think software is more of an art than anything else. And I know that sounds like super fruity and like maybe not quite the right way to phrase it, but I do think that programming is often more creative than it is engineering. Now, of course, there are engineering problem solving parts of programming, like but like most of the stuff that people do day to day, you're not doing the actual engineering parts of stuff. Hard to say creative. Some engineers just do what they're told. Yeah, that's certainly true. You can operate at completely different levels of programming. Like you can be the cog of the machine if you want to be, and like be there to get your dollars and be done. But I don't know. I think there's certainly an expectation of you coming to the stream and being like, how do you find programming or like how do you do this shit? And I'm, excited about streaming programming. I'm excited about programming so much that I stream it to an audience. Like, I think there's a very different, you know, side to things, I guess. Um, with higher level programming, you can literally create things immensely useful to people. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I need to fill my water though, so I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I got water. So the other thing on this design that I was thinking about is like these, like the image edit. This can just be what do they call it? It's not the one where it asks for an external application to import stuff. That one. So that part's not hard. This one, I think I'm probably gonna have like a modal that either has like a TTS option or a record option. Something like that. I don't know. Microphone input. Oh, I guess you could also import from a soundbite. Maybe they have sound files. I don't know. Maybe it might need to be a separate screen. Not sure. There's so many ways to do the same thing. Interesting paths to go. Yeah, I agree with that, Cortex Evo. I think that's a good point. I asked because I've picked up programming a few times and quit like 5 times because I'd rather be doing something else. Well, if it's not for everyone. If you don't want to program, that's fine. You don't have to. What do you enjoy more than programming? High Space Recruiter. How is he so fast when he gets water? Well, there's definitely some like variable time to me getting water. For this time, I just walked to my fridge, poured water, and came back. Sometimes I don't know, go to the restroom. Sometimes I get a snack. It varies. It varies a bit. What am I making? So I'm trying to design. My sister is nonverbal and is autistic and nonverbal, and she previously had this application which my dad could set up menus for her to click through and basically say like, I want to go to the store, I want to go to Costco, I want McDonald's, I'm hungry, um, and like have menuing and like essentially a hierarchical menu that lets you do that. Oh, I didn't forgot about a back button. That's on the other view. We'll have to look at back buttons. We need a back button here too. What am I talking about? I guess you could just use the physical back button, but I feel like a actual on-screen back button probably makes more sense. Um, yeah, I think an actual. I mean, the admin view can just use the back button to go back, but I think the actual app should have, an actual on-screen like go up sort of thing. Um, there's a sound chooser menu. How does it work? In Android, I assume. Sound chooser Android. You can use like the ringtone thing. I guess I could use that for like inputting existing audio. Does it let you record some? DJ Duty says, I personally love distributed networking systems. Oh, cool. Nice. MMO server architecture. Interesting. That is an interestingly specific thing to be interested in. Nice. Hey, what's up, Priox? Hello, hello. McDonald's 2, bring me back some. Sounds like a layered macro system. Yeah, it should be very simple. She tried smoking weed. I hear it helps with autism. Fuck out of here. That's like completely false and like not useful. So please don't spread misinformation. Thanks. Yeah, it would be very similar to like an Elgato Stream Deck. Yeah, for sure. It's all statically configured. The amount of permutations to be a nightmare to configure. Yeah, so that's basically why I want to build like an admin interface and a non-admin interface where, you know, like there's a way to use the app and then there's a way for the caretaker to set up the, you know, the various screens and run through stuff. But yeah. You're sick? Oh no, Priox. I'm also actually a software engineer as of today. Nice, nice. Congratulations. Wait, you got a job? What are you doing? Wait, why are you saying happy birthday? Yeah, I'm confused. Not specifically MMO server architecture. That's just what started. Oh, nice, nice. Any system that's processing many things in parallel and has some amount of networking at scale, there's a lot of problems and moving parts that need specific solutions. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Standing desk. Okay. Everything's in place. It does not, high space recruiter. So please stop saying that. Or I will have to ban you. H Jacobs, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. And Gustavoro Jazz. Hello, hello. Welcome as well. Greetings from Mexico. Nice. So Cyprius. Okay, yeah. We are standing now. All right. The audio level still fine. I find for some reason that I'm either like louder or quieter when I stand. I don't really know the difference there. I warned you, buddy. But anyway. Cortex Evo says, my daughter has autism and no, that is not a cure or way to help. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Thank you. It's really easy to spread misinformation around this. And like, honestly, if there was a miracle cure for this, people would know about it. There isn't one. There is not some simple, just like, you know, show up, snap your fingers, and suddenly people are cured. It doesn't work that way. Honestly, if you look at the science behind a lot of, you know, mental illnesses or like deficiencies, humans have like no fucking idea about how brains work. Like, brains are fucking complicated things, and to just, you know, expect that you could, oh yeah, just smoke weed and suddenly your autism is cured, or like, oh yeah, just take calcium and vitamin D and like your autism is cured. That doesn't fucking happen. It doesn't. And, you know, saying those things, like, the bare minimum is fucking insulting to the people that have experienced these things, or, you know, have grown up with, you know, my dear sister. Like, it's tough to hear people be like, oh yeah, well, just, you know, try this special diet, or like stop having, you know, gluten or whatever. It doesn't work. And honestly, we've, like, my family tried a bunch of these things because, you know, we'll fucking try absolutely anything that could, you know, give her a better life that she fucking deserves. Like, it's not her goddamn fault. But none of it works. So, yeah. Anyway. Sad to see them going, yeah. Fuck out of here. We don't know about how brains work. I work with scientists and they don't know exactly how psychiatric drugs work. Yeah, exactly. Another like great example that, you know, a lot of research money has been poured into, because God, it would be fucking great if it was solved, is you know, Alzheimer's. And my grandfather, you know, suffered from Alzheimer's and passed away largely because of it. And it's another thing that, like, science doesn't really know how any of that shit works. They have observations about, like, okay, people that have Alzheimer's exhibit, you know, brain plaques and buildup of heavy metals and like all this sorts of stuff, and like they know things about what we observe when that happens. We have no way to know whether that's the cause or like a secondary effect, or how to influence it or prevent it, or maybe that's not even the actual problem and like we're looking for some other thing. Like we can't even begin to know some of the problems that exist there. Like brains are just so much more fucking complicated than anyone understands at this point. Sorry, missed and follow notifications. Gustavo and Encrypted, nice, nice, and Hominous Lupin, thank you all for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you are doing well. Do you think science is still learning brains and magnets? Right. The blood-brain barrier issue on transporting medicine is difficult to figure out. Yeah, that's another one. Like there may be chemicals that we already have access to, or like we can already synthesize, or that already work well. But transferring into your brain, like your brain spends a lot of work, your body spends a lot of work to separate foreign chemicals from your thinking bits, because it's pretty important to keep your brain working. And getting chemicals in there to make effects happen is tough. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I got worked over this. I feel very strongly about this, and yeah. Anyway, brains like software. Time to time, you just need to close and reopen them, and it works. Yeah, just turn it off, turn it back on again. 100%. My favorite is all the miracle cures for diabetes and the conflation of the types of diabetes, which have completely different pathways of operation. Oh yeah, for sure. You can just magically fix insulin deficiencies by taking this miracle, eat this particular thing once and it just fixes it. And there's no miracles, sadly. And even a lot of the treatments that we have for the stuff that we partially understand are like imperfect and like have severe side effects. Like ADHD is a great example. Like we have years and years and years of research about it, and we have a bunch of chemicals that have positive effects on people that experience these things. Like I took Concerta for years, and it was very, very good for me and my hyperactivity and my focus issues and motivation issues and depression, and like it solved a whole bunch of problems for me, and it was pretty fucking good. But science doesn't really understand why or how it works in that way, and it also has like all sorts of fucking side effects. Like I mean, some of the side effects were positive in my case. Like one example with Concerta is it's an appetite suppressant, so I didn't want to eat food when I was on drugs, and that was it would be positive for some reasons now, but it was to the point where like I was stick thin because I just never ate food. And there's also been research that it affects blood pressure, and my family suffers for both high blood pressure and low blood pressure. So depending on what state I was in, it was either hypertension or hypotension, and it's just kind of the way things go. But yeah, I don't know. Even the stuff we know how to fix, like it isn't, none of it's perfect. And introducing foreign chemicals into a body. Also, our bodies are fucking buggy as shit. Like, you talk about software being broken. Holy shit, the human body is just like, it's a fucking miracle that anything works. When you think about the crazy amount of processes that are happening and the chemicals that it interacts with, and like, the consumption of food and like the magic that happens, we're like, oh yeah, we've ATPase and all that shit just kind of works. It's nuts. Or you think about like the fragility of human bodies, like breaking a bone, like the tensile strength of your bones is actually not that much, and the amount of like trauma that a body goes through and still manages to kind of stumble along and work is amazing. Or you think about like professional sports, like once like the tensile strength of bones, and then you like watch football players like smash into each other, it's no wonder that they have all sorts of health problems for the rest of their life, because bodies aren't really designed to just like smash together all the time. But like, oh man, bodies are amazing. And honestly, a lot of this stuff is like why I wanted to go into medicine or related fields when I was in college. And like all this stuff is like super interesting to me. And also like, geneticism, like that was actually the part of biochemistry that I was most interested in, was genetics and figuring out how to predict some of these things, how to trace these things, like how to understand where these traits come from, what affects particular things. um another thing about genetics that I thought was really cool is like, yeah, there's genes and like you can encode them by your DNA, but there's also non-coding portions of your DNA, or like non what is the word? There's a special word for it and I can't remember right now, but like the structure and the physical position of your DNA affects how it's expressed, and like there's just some like real cool stuff. But anyway, I'm good at computers, so I quit doing biochem and now I'm here. But anyway, I did have some like interest in doing all that stuff at some point. But there's a lot of medical related misinformation these days. Yeah, that's another thing. So like that's another reason that I have like a little, maybe a short fuse on toleration of misinformation, is like fucking 500,000 people in the US died because of medical misinformation. Like, and it's really easy to spread, and in a lot of cases it's, infectious. It's viral. People eat this stuff up and spread it to everyone, and like we have to be very careful about the stuff that we say is facts and like say is backed up by science and like has reasons for doing stuff. And like, you know miracle cures happen to be an enticing way to spread misinformation. So like I think it's very important to like stamp out misinformation as early as possible. But anyway, yeah. Nothing wrong with being passionate. Yeah, I mean, yes and no. Like sometimes it can be good, sometimes not so much. But eat these magic berries and you'll never worry again because it'll fucking kill you. I mean, I guess we do understand a lot of how to kill human bodies, for better or worse, but there's so many things that science and doctors don't know. It's like mostly they make assumptions and guesses. Yeah, that's right, Miss Chile. Or they do research and have, they observe side effects of things and like understand what, to an extent, oh, I push button and I get some output, and like that may be generalized or like may not affect everyone. That's why we have like studies, and um, people have different reactions to different things. Like it just happens. Oh, I missed Abdel Rahman. Mama, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing well. Human bodies are both amazingly fragile and amazingly robust. Yeah, exactly. Fire S says, yeah, I try to eat more, but it's hard. Yeah, for sure. Can somebody fix the bug where I forget what I'm doing when I walk into the room? Yeah, honestly, like, there's a lot of times where I'm like, God, I would like to file a bug report. This shit's fucked. Please fix. Yeah. Oh yeah, the amount of trauma in giving birth. Yeah. Bunnies weren't designed to smash. Yeah. You know that one guy sidetracked the heck out of the stream? Yeah. I mean, I think there were important things to say though. Epigenetics. Yes, thank you, Matt. Though, exactly. I was reading recently about a hospital ICUs being overflowing with people having to wait a day plus to get seen for serious things. Yeah, and like you look at the graphs for this stuff. I mean, the new cases are bumping up again because of Delta variant, and it's still people. And again, I don't want to spread so much misinformation here as well, either. But a good percentage of it is from unvaccinated. Oh, it's up to 73%. That's actually crazy. Oh, this is among adults, though. Where's just like cases per day? I wanted to see the third wave or whatever they're calling it now. But like, yeah, COVID's not over as much as I wish it was. But yeah. Craziest thing is a lot of the reasons and mechanisms behind why we sleep are still unknown. Yeah, like, and some people don't sleep, and some people survive without sleeping. Like, there's just so many things that we don't know and may never know. Priyak says, side topic, but you seemed interested. Not a new job, just a new title. Was an application engineer and now a software engineer. Oh, cool. Nice. Awesome. Well, congratulations on presumably the promotion. But yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so I think this admin view is mostly freshed out. Preox, thank you for the gift subs. Wait, Preox, you're not even subbed and you're gifting subs. I feel like you deserve a sub. How do I gift a sub to my own channel? How do I do this? We're gonna gift Preox a sub. Also, I guess you get some buttons. Here you go. Have some buttons, chat. Thank you, Preox. I appreciate it. Go. Gift to a specific viewer. Preox. Done. Gift sub. Oh, please don't show my credit card information. Yeah. But thank you for the gift subs to Billion at 2 months, Pseudomaze, Negative IQ Viewer, LJMF, and Fire S. Welcome to Subdom, and appreciate your support. And there's your gift sub, Preox. You deserve it, buddy. And now you can bongo with everyone else. Okay, so back to this. I think this is the admin view is fairly done. I will need to figure out how to do all of these from a technical level, but I think it's not super complicated. Yeah. Also, does every layer have to have a sound? I think it does, and I think the lowest layer, when you click on it, it'll be like, I want to go to the McDonald's or something like that. I don't know. Probably won't actually have too deep of nesting, but I guess it's really up to whoever configures it. Okay. What did I call the last thing? Admin view. Actually, should rename these better. Where's open with? No. No. What? Oh, open width's down here. Derp. Will you play the sound as a button is selected or fully descend the tree and then play? So yeah. At each button it will play the sound. So like, or at least that's how the one that my sister had before works. So like it would click, like you would click this first level and it would say like, I want to go to, and then it would show a bunch of stores, and like maybe you would click on Costco and be like, I want to go to Costco, and play that out. I think that's how it worked. Vidal says, my only concern is how you'll develop, since so much Android development is tightly coupled to things like Android Studio. I mean, I've used Android Studio before, so I'm not super concerned about that. It will be a little bit different for my streaming content because I won't be using Babby so much, but yeah, I think it'll be fine. I'm pretty sure I have Android Studio installed as Android. I have an old version because of my other Android app. Zithrius, hello. What the hell did I miss? Not much. There was a big old rant about misinformation and brains and bodies and okay, so the other thing that I want here is a back button. And probably should I have both a back button and a home button? Koros, hello. Good to see you. I know you had some experience with Selenium. Is there a way to use a single instance of a WebDriver that is shared between multiple threads, or is it a bad idea and simply create an instance for every thread? So the Selenium internals, at least when I worked with Selenium, the Selenium internals were not thread safe. I don't know if that is still a thing, but they were not thread safe back then. What you could do is wrap them in synchronization primitives, but honestly, you're probably better to just have one WebDriver instance per thread. Oh, Wait, did you toggle it up, Cythrius, and are you toggling it down now? Here's my little... Hold it up. Oh, Cythrius did. Oh. I see. I thought I had a cooldown, but I guess the cooldown's 15 minutes? Descent. Alright. Sounds good. But yeah, I would probably make one per thread, although usually... What are you doing with Selenium, I guess, is the question. Because I feel like typically you run tests and use Selenium to do testing, and usually tests are like single threaded. But I guess I would have to know more about your particular use case. What about Mr. Information? Hey. We're going down on Marsha. Marsha. It's also kind of weird how it goes down. Why the fuck is it so smooth? Oh, because it's just a motor. Just it's actually kind of interesting how it works. So there's a the way the desk is like the top of the desk, and these are the two legs. And the legs have like two parts to them. And there's a motor that chills here. And there's a little spindle, like a hex. It's like a hex spindle that goes through the motor. And when you get it out of the box, there's basically a socket on both of these sides. When you get it on the box, this rod is not inserted, but you have to like stretch it out into these locking positions here. And then the motor just turns this rod, and this rod, presumably is hooked up to a gear that causes this to move up and down inside these housings. But it's kind of a cool setup. And it solves a lot of problems that other standing desks have. Like the cheap ass standing desks that the lift office bought. The way it worked was there were actually two motors instead of having this joining thing here. There were two motors on each side, and the motors, connected into their same spindle. And then there was a wire that connected these two that they communicated over. And so occasionally the software part of the standing desk would fuck up and your desk would end up like this. Oops. Oh. Your desk would end up like this. With like one of the legs being way up in the air and one leg being like this. So I think it's actually a really good design that this standing desk only has one motor and has a a physical piece of hardware that causes things to be synchronized. As soon as you bring software into the situation, like all sorts of fuckery can happen. But yeah, this is fairly nice. My desk actually did this once at Lyft, which was a goddamn mess. Computers falling on the floor. Because yes, I had multiple computers at Lyft. Because I had my computer. Then we had one that was testing the oldest operating system version that we supported, and one that was testing the newest operating system version we supported. So I had 3 laptops on my desk. One of my coworkers had 4 laptops because he had his Linux laptop, his non-Linux laptop, the macOS laptop, and then oldest and newest as well. Yeah, everything came tumbling down. Thick desk. Yeah, well, I just wanted to demo the... Good drawing, Anthony. I did it. You're right. It's for GUI testing, where now the single thread approach takes very long to run. So we're investigating if we can parallelize testing and speed up the run. Yeah. So then you want individual WebDriver instances per thread. Yeah. Because I don't think a single WebDriver. I mean, you could make it run multiple browser windows, but like, I don't think that's gonna be fun to synchronize and make work. Yeah. Mr. Singh says just came back from my bike. I missed the paint thing. Well, we're still doing more paint. It's all good. It's all good. R.I.P. coffee cup. Yeah. Easy way to clean your desk. Yeah, 100%. In this case, rip water cup. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so the things that I wanted to address from before is I think I want a back button. I may also want a home button. So I think, like, let's say that, oh, this is not, I thought this was the shape tool. Oh, I'm so bad at using the shape tool. Like this is maybe our home button. Something like that. That does not look like a home. Just do it like this. Oh, that's a much better home. Something like that. A home button. And then maybe like a back button. Oh, why did it not let me click? Problem is that's gonna take up like all of your real estate on a phone. Maybe it needs to be at the bottom? How often are you gonna do this? And I think it would also enable the back button. It's just like less likely for, I mean, Leo would figure it out, but I don't know how everyone that used this would figure it out. I think like I would want physical buttons for that. Crack says, reminds me of senior's desk on our tier 1 sport team. She supported everything. 7 monitors, 6 computers, 2 versions of the Mac, 4 laptops, and the connectors, and all the connectors you can imagine that went with that mess. Oh my god. Holy shit. Maybe you should pull out your phone and see where your fingers instinctively go if you want to do something. I think it's more like, I mean, on a tablet, you're gonna be, top left is where you're gonna start looking. On a phone, the phone's like not the primary use case. The tablet is the primary use case. But I still want it to work well enough for phone. And I think like my primary call to action is actually to menu through these things and not to go back or whatever. You have a picture. Oh, nice. Does she use her tablet a lot? I figured it'd be a phone. Yeah. So I mean, she doesn't have a phone, I guess, because she's nonverbal, so talking for her isn't a thing. But we have my dad has a bunch of like cheap tablets that are around the house, various places. Like $50 Android tablets or whatever. But yeah, like there's one in the kitchen, there's one in her bedroom. One Oh, then there's one that they carry with them. But yeah. What are we designing? We are designing a menuing application for my sister who is nonverbal, and giving her a way to express her desires basically. She had an existing app that did this, and so I'm kind of basing it off of that, but also thinking about ways to improve on it as well. But it's simple menuing app with pictures and sounds. But yeah, I think we're gonna put the back button at the end and the home button at the end as well. So like, I guess I could use up arrow for, yeah, there we go. That's our home. Back. I could also see how the other app did it, because maybe there's something I could learn from that. M Wickala says, "What are you planning to implement?" I'm initially going to target Android, but I might do it with some, cross platform mobile thing like Flutter or React Native or something like that. But I have to do some research about that. I'm mostly just trying to like wireframe right now. Was the simple solution to get things working. Holy fucking dongles. What? And holy shit. Holy shit. Wait, is that a... There's a Rubik's Cube. What is this? Is it one of those, what are they called? Funko Pops. Is it Funko Pops? Biggies, welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. What am I working on? We're designing, well, I'm mostly done designing. I think like this is mostly gonna be what I'm gonna do. But I also, I'm probably not gonna start working on this today. But we're designing a app for my nonverbal sister to tap through it. She has an app right now where it's basically like, I want to go to Costco or I want food or something like that. But give her a way to communicate what she wants, and a way for my dad to be able to customize the menus and have it function offline, which are basically the constraints. Oh, dongle tree, right, D-Dolls? U2s? I don't know what that is. I thought it was a sack boy. I don't know what that is. It is? Oh, it is a Funko Pop? Crazy. Crazy. Thank you for the follow, Biggies. Appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, I think this is mostly, I think this design mostly captures what I want. I also like kind of have some ideas about what things I will need to program. I think this is going to be really simple. Yeah. Like the only tough part, I guess, is like dynamic view generation, wrapping, scrolling, and all of the like data tech parts. I don't know. Game of Thrones Dragon Woman. Oh, interesting. uh, yeah, it's kind of hard to figure out what Funkos are what. But anyway, I think this is fairly good for today. I think that's gonna wrap us up here. So let me do my little spiel, and we will send you off to another channel. My name is Anthony. I upload my previous content to YouTube, and that is youtube.com/AnthonyWritesCode, where you can find previous streams and educational content that I try and upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I also uploaded my stream setup, so if you want to learn about all of this software and hardware and stuff that goes into the production that is my stream, this is a big long fucking video where I go over all of my setup, so you can learn more about this craziness in that video. I normally stream on Monday evenings, which is today, and Saturdays, and some days throughout the week. I announce my streams in two places. One of those is Twitter, and that's twitter.com/codewithanthony. So I basically say what I'm going to work on, and then, sometimes we work on it. I didn't actually end up doing too much of this today. We kind of outlined a little bit, but whatever. I also announced on the Discord. Please join the Discord. Come hang out with us. It's a cool place to hang out. If you're learning software or are good at software and want to ask questions or answer questions, there's a beginners channel that basically anyone can ask stuff, and a lot of knowledgeable people help you out there. It's kind of a cool place to hang out. And we also have a puzzles channel, which I'm trying to make happen. But basically, I come up with a small project idea that's meant to educate you about particular pieces of technology, and then people solve it, and I give tips and stuff, and I also solve it myself and make a video out of it. The current puzzle is about Python packaging and C extensions, so if you want to learn stuff about that, potentially a place where you could learn that. But yeah, I think that's all I've got for today. Thank you all for stopping by, and let's go find someone to raid.